You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. Good afternoon from TIO Stadium, Marara Stadium, for this round 2 game of the season between the Tiwi Bombers and the Nightcliff Tigers. I'm Rob Cross, joined in commentary today by Andrew Hodges and Ricky Nolan. And Ricky, we were here last week to see the Tiwi Bombers start well and then be demolished by the Darwin Buffaloes. Can they turn it around? 10 changes.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, wasn't it? They played a bit of community footy last week, Tiwi. They just weren't spoiling the ball, weren't bringing it to ground. There was no run from their back line. So, yeah, a lot of good ins this weekend, especially Jason Puttentunameri is the best backman in the competition. So it'll be good to get him back into the team.
Hodgie, great to have you alongside us today. What have you made of the opening part of the season?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. This is my first chance to get in the commentary box this year and have a look at some NTFL. So really looking forward to, obviously, Nightcliff had a pretty tight, handy win last week, and I assume that Tiwi's week's all been based around trying to earn some extra respect after that big loss last week.
And Nightcliff were pretty impressive last week, Rick.
Everyone's talking about Buffs. I reckon Nightcliff were the most impressive last week. I reckon Southern Districts threw the absolute kitchen sink at it. They flew a lot of guys in. They threw everything at it, plus the revenge of the grand final last week. I know Buffaloes were awesome last week, but I was extremely, extremely impressed. One, with the standard of that game. The standard of the game was unbelievable, but I was impressed with, very, very impressed with Nightcliff's win last week.
Big out for Tiwi today. No Liam Wales-Buxton in the ruck.
It's pretty good last week, especially the first quarter. They didn't use him on the bench, so you've got air-conditioned rooms here. They probably could have used him a little bit more through that, but they'll miss him today.
So for Nightcliff will be the Premiership ruckman Jonathan Miles up against Simpson of the Tiwi Bombers. A bit of height. Simpson was reasonably serviceable last week, chopping out Wales-Buxton when he was rested. That's a lovely tap by Miles straight away down the throat of Philo. High kick inside attacking 50. Spoiled away by Jones. Puttentunameri will swoop on the footy. He's taken in a tackle. Held. Will be a free kick. Play on the call. Nightcliff will look on in the opening 20 seconds. That was a high tackle. The umpire has seen it. And a relief here for the Tiwi Bombers.
So Paddy Heenan now will bring Tiwi back down the line. It's a poor kick and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So first real touch for Tiwi and it goes straight out of bounds on the full. So hopefully that's not a continuation of what happened last week. So Nightcliff now, ball's brought back in by Bowles, who goes long inside 50. Melville sets himself, can't quite get his hands on the footy, and a rush behind there by the Tiwi Bombers.
Started pretty well. Nightcliff, 2 inside 50 entries within 44 seconds.
So Dion Mankara quickly brings it into Puttentunameri, found himself in a little bit of trouble, but Puttentunameri all class, plenty of time to get himself out of trouble. Handball's wide out on the far side to Dunn. Short kick inside to Paddy Heenan, who's just lobbing through the middle of the ground. Typical Tiwi, just maintaining possession of the footy here. Now they go quick, out wide, and that's a good intercept mark there by Kane Riley on the far side.
A good sign for Tiwi is they released the footy out the back. They just weren't doing that last week at all.
So Nightcliff just quickly moving the ball here through Wills, inside 50, deep again, looking for Eilert, and gets him in that far side. Good mark, Cameron Eilert, and gets the opportunity to go back and kick the first goal of the game.
Looks like Cameron started at full forward. That's terrible manning up just to be able to centre it like that. That's unforgivable from Tiwi Bombers. Yeah. And Bricknell, who I reckon is one of the best set shots in the competition, will have a shot about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Very talented young player, Rick, is Bricknell. It's pretty impressive that Nightcliff do have a number of Nightcliff juniors out there today.
Yeah, last year, I think a couple of times before that, I thought he had really poor final series, but I thought his finals last year were terrific. Bricknell really took a step forward.
And he slots that one for the Nightcliff Tigers, and they're off to a flyer. Some really good possession early on, and Bricknell keeps the first one for the Nightcliff Tigers.
His set shots are nearly the best in the comp, Bricknell. He very rarely misses from out front. They moved him last year from the forward line to the wing, and I reckon it was a really good move, and he was one of their better players through the whole final series. I see him playing forward this week. I liked him on a wing last year. I just reckon it changed his footy career.
And once again, just seeing the replay of that terrible marking by the Tiwi Bombers in defence, allowing that first goal of the afternoon to the Nightcliff Tigers. Last time these two sides met was in the second semi-final last season, a 90-point win to the Tigers. Hasn't started too well today, although the breeze is blowing to that airport end, as it did last week. Although, Rick, I don't think it played a major factor in the game, really.
Sometimes it looks like it, but I don't think when you're out there it doesn't that much.
Here's Caleb Walker, handballs to Miles, and they go forward again, the Tigers. Puttentunameri, who's had his hands on the footy a lot in the opening 3 minutes, wins it and flares it out wide in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand. He's got Tip and Woody. He'll poke a little kick over the top. Cantilla will hold. Caleb Walker on the mark. Cantilla kicks up to left half forward. Tiwi in front, up, spoiled away. Ground level away go the Tigers again through Philo. His long kick, 3-on-1 battle here. Will it bounce out? It does, and stays on the half forward flank for the Tigers.
3 minutes into the game and Tiwi haven't got the ball past the centre of the ground, so they're looking at pretty good Nightcliff at these early stages.
And Philo very dominant early on. Plenty of possessions around these stoppages. Looks like young Jeffrey Simon is going with Philo, so ball up in here, ugly throw in. Wheels, clean hands, beautiful hands on the left side of his body and finishes nicely. So great start to the game here for the Nightcliff Tigers.
I think you called it, Andrew, clean hands. The importance of first grabbing the footy is just instrumental in footy, especially up here when the ball's like a piece of soap. You want to see a guy, an absolute ultimate professional in Philip Wills here. First grab the footy on his opposite side of the foot from 35 metres out, and we'll see here is unbelievable. Just watch him first grab the footy. He doesn't fumble, one grab. He's just strong through his core, and that's left foot. That is an extremely skillful goal.
So fantastic start here for the Nightcliff Tigers, off to a flyer as they were last week. So not good signs for Tiwi, but obviously plenty of opportunities this quarter to get themselves back in the game.
Just watching a bit of Jermaine Hurd too, Hodgie before, bashing his way into Paddy Heenan. I'm not sure if he's brave if he keeps doing that, because Heenan will turn around at one point, but he's a tough little character.
First gamer as well.
Absolutely. Islet out of the centre. They go forward once more. Melville over his head. Out comes Holt Fitz, one of my favourite NTFL players. He just lost control of the footy. Now he grabs it though. Little short kick. He's almost perfect to the top of the square. Trickles through Purantanamiri's legs. Almost socketed through on the goal line by Bricknell. It's gone through a rush behind. It's all Nightcliff. 2-2-14. Less than 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Tiwi yet to score.
Centre breaks a 3-0 immediately. They've got to start to get on top here, or it's going to be a cricket score against Tiwi.
So Purantanamiri takes his distance, kicks long outside 50. No one really contests for Tiwi. Good mark there by, I've missed who that is, sorry. That is Liam Evans, who is a pretty good player. Nice kick inside 50. Islet bashes the pack. Tiwi now clearing the ball here through Simpson, I think it is. So long kick out wide. Best sits under it, doesn't compete for it. Ball pops out the back. Now Tiwi away. This is the Tiwi that we know. Through Jared Cunningham. He takes probably his second or third bounce. Inside 50, steadies, has a shot on goal and is unable to finish. Disappointing. Great lead up to that. Tiwi, the style of footy there, Rick, is what we're accustomed to see from the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, highly talented footballer. Cunningham certainly knows where the goals are. He usually puts those ones away though.
You two gentlemen know this far better than I, but often the swing is from left to right. I thought he set that perfectly. It just didn't come back.
No.
Here go the Bombers, maybe for one more chance out at right half forward. Handball over the top. That's the Nightcliff Tigers though through Hurd. Contest in the middle. Bombers might have a chance. They've lifted a little bit. Dunn gets the kick, although kicks into the back of his teammate. Sweeping handball out wide, comes to Babui. He's waxing it, the 1-2, out to the wing to Cantilla, and he'll mark in front of Holt Fitz. Wants to play on quickly, thought about it, and then pokes a kick over the top. Oh, it's clever mark. Heat was coming.
He's got a new number, Dion Moncara.
He has, that is Dion
30,
Moncara. He had 3, didn't he? He's kicked long to half forward. Jeffrey Simon went without the footy and gives away a free kick. Advantage will be paid, and away go Nightcliff from half back.
Through Bowles. Bowles goes short kick inside Riley. Plenty of numbers here for Nightcliff through the middle of the ground. Not too much up forward. Tiwi just starting to get back in numbers. So we've got Dirksen out wide, takes his first bounce, kicks long down the line, looking for Moo. Tip and Woody nice and tight on him. Moo loses his feet. Tip and Woody, great pick up. He's got plenty of support there through Jones. Jones then short kick inside, and he's now found on the far side Harley Purantanamiri, who now will just take the slowness or slow the play down a little bit. He hasn't got too much on offer. Nightcliff, plenty of numbers behind the footy. Short kick to Mummery. Kick's not great. Mummery, not his best effort, but he has picked the footy up and got it forward, and they get the ball out of bounds. It looks like Tiwi have their intensity's gone up, Rick, and probably Purantanamiri, Moncara, the guys that are just starting to get the ball moving a little bit.
Yeah, I'd just love to see him just connect through handball a little bit more coming out. Like it went into a slow play. I'd just love it not to. If they can just have a connector, which I reckon Michael Dunn, he's just been sensational for the last decade at that. If they can just get a connector and just try and energise that football from the back half.
Simpson up against Miles in ruck. Throw is a little bit short. We might have to redo it. The boundary umpire didn't quite throw it high enough or accurately enough. So out of sight of TIO Stadium here in Darwin. Tiwi have just steadied after being hammered in the first 5 minutes. They've been able to get it inside 50. Their first scores are behind. They trail by 13 points to the reigning Premier Nightcliff. Nightcliff will break away from half back up towards centre half forward with a long ball out in front. No mark taken. Puruntatamiri again. Can he get control? Babui in there to lend assistance. Bricknell comes up with a footy, tackled by Tipping Woody. Puruntatamiri slides on the footy. Babui went without it. Still the Nightcliff Tigers out to Bricknell. He's kicked one already. Can he gather the bouncing ball? He does. Handball back. Quick snap on goal by Winter Irving. Long kick across the face for a behind. And Nightcliff a 2-3 to Tiwi, one behind after 8 minutes.
Lucky they haven't kicked straight. Tiwi. It's got probably 80% of the possession of the ball. Nightcliff Footy Club. This is where I'd just like to see some run from behind. Just here if he marks it.
So Baird, first kick in for the Tiwi Bombers. He, former Palmerston Magpies, put his teammate under pressure. Quick kick down the line. Walker, great mark in front of his Tiwi opponent, McDonald. Short kick inside. Plenty of numbers here for Nightcliff. Cameron Islet usually does something with the football, elects to go out wide. I think that's, is that Winter Irving? It is, on the far side there. So we'll had a couple of looks at him, but this might be his first shot on goal. And let's just see if he's got if he's a decent kick, obviously, from the Pines Football Club, Rob.
Come over up from Div 1 and having a crack with the big boys. Apparently he had a pretty good player at Pints. Got a decent size about him. Kicking this ball from about 55 metres. If he's come from Pints, he's got 0 points, so that's going to, in the point system, it's going to help him fit into Nightcliff's side.
So, kick on goal, he's got the distance. Has he got the accuracy? It looks like he has. He likes it, and his teammates get around him pretty quickly, and that's a great start to the Nightcliff Football Club.
It's a good system going into their forward line there. Their ability to kick to the fat side, open space. Win Irving took a good mark and nailed it from about 52. It was quite an impressive kick.
Sheer weight of numbers too, Rick, around the footy at most contests has enabled them to win the footy most times, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not wrong. They're just absolutely dominating stoppages at the moment. So.
And if, Rob, you look at their starting midfield, this centre bounce, you've got Islet, Wills and Philo in for this bounce.
Pretty impressive.
Fairly handy players, isn't it?
Pretty impressive over many years in the NTFL.
Three Nichols medalists all in there.
Yeah, they are too, actually.
Well spotted. Miles. Too tall for Simpson, and it comes out the back. Handball from Islet. Finds Wills. Well tackled, stripped of the ball, holding the ball. Might be advantage here. What can the Bombers set up? Dancing around is Simon. Handball back to Simpson. He's got a little bit of time to set up the kick and kick it inside 50 or right to the paint of the arc at least, but a good strong mark coming out is Brown.
Simpson's got to know you just can't kick the footy to that turnover zone in the air there with Tiwi. They've got to kick the ball low and play on football. He should have released the ball.
Spearing balls, excellent from Philo, right onto the chest of Bricknell. And the league's best kick, according to Ricky Nolan, will be tested from outside 50.
Best kick at goal, I reckon.
And he thinks he's tempted. Now he's just going to set it up to the top of the goal square. And he's got a man all alone there. It was Winter Irving. He's got a number of Tigers around as well. Quick little give was good. Was that Tyson Kidney? Snap on goal. And he's got another one for the Nightcliff Tigers. It was fed out to Kidney. And he gets his stake as well. One behind 1.2, Nightcliff 4-3-27.
I reckon Mark Bricknell, outstanding, unselfish. You have a shot and it goes to the line and gets punched through for a point. Instead, he pulled the kick, put it to the front of the square, and Nightcliff, God, they had some representation of the footy. There's about 3 or 4 ready to crumb that footy and put it through. But you just see he pulled it, short. We give a contest, and look at the numbers. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no Tiwi player to be in sight. Bit of a fumble there by Kidney, but still got away with it. Won't get away with that come finals, a fumble like that, but they were able to put it away. Just too much representation around the football.
So Miles, quick tap down. Cruz didn't contest that ball at all. Wills gets his hands on it. Cruz now follows up. Quick kick forward. He's got plenty of numbers out the back. That's McDonald. Then quick handball off to Heenan inside 50. Mummery pretty poor from behind, pushing the back. Dirksen, great mark. And Nightcliff now back into attack, and again plenty of numbers down the ground. This is Bowles who pulls it back inside. That's Jonathan Paris, who not his best effort, fumbles the football but eventually gives away a free kick. NT's CEO Joel Morrison giving away that free kick, umpiring today. I think it's his first league game this season, is it, Rob? I'm not too sure, but
don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't see the full. He certainly didn't umpire the Tiwis last week, but yeah, terrific cricket administrator and very versatile. Official for NTFL out on the ground. So
Dirksen's kick long down the line moves, giving away a free kick here to Adam Tipperwoody, who started fairly promising for the Bombers.
So their big guns down back, haven't they? Mankara, Tip and Woody, so they've stacked their back line a little bit with a bit of run.
So Babui short kick back in towards Tip and Woody. He comes inside to find Harley Putentatamiri. with their headgear out wide. They've got some numbers out this side of the ground through Jones, who elects to go back in through the middle, and he's got plenty of numbers there. Heenan, well, they stuffed that up, the Tiwi Bombers. They really should have done a better job of that. Philo mops up. He's gone wide here to Williams, who steadies, kicks inside 50. Tiwi with all the numbers there. Melville 1 on 5. Somehow gets his hands on the footy, wrapped up by Baird, and the umpire will come in and ball it up.
Lucky Tiwi. I think Chris Jones turned the footy over in the middle of the ground, and I thought Nightcliff were going to punish him.
So Cruz wins the tap over the top. Only as far as Eilert was he taken forward in the tackle. No free kick play on. Wills comes in. He's hammered in a tackle by Cruz. Got rid of it to tipping Woody. Bounces off his own teammate. Spins back to Rodney Baird. He's uncertain where to go. He'll go back towards the boundary. Good defensive play. Has he got a target? He does. Back to Cruz, who's been busy. Chased down brilliantly by Wills and holding the ball as the kick fumbled off the foot claimed by Cruz, but the umpire has pinged him for holding the footy.
That's why he's one of the best. That was outstanding, that chase. He's the newly appointed captain of the club, and you can just see by that effort there, it was just outstanding, Philip Wills.
Moving brilliantly. All those groin issues of the previous years appear to have gone. Lovely strong mark by Jones in defence. Just 20 metres out to the goal he's defending. Switches it out towards the boundary, and their disposal and accuracy is letting them down. It goes out of bounds in front of Paul Grant, the former Wanderer.
That's twice he's turned the footy over in that situation there, Jones, probably in the last 2 minutes, which is pretty disappointing, Rick.
He's got a massive resume. He's a Box Hill Premiership player in the VFL. So comes from good stocks from South Croydon, but he's turned it over terribly twice early in the game.
So again, Philo gets his hands on the footy. Nice little fend off. Can't find his teammate in Monez Wakefield, and somehow Tiwi trying to get the ball in, giving away a free kick there. Jeffrey Simon too high on that there, so Caleb Walker will take his free kick. No, the umpire has reversed it. I think
Wrong way, Simon.
Jeffrey, you're going the other way, buddy. And he's had a bit of a giggle, and he's worked it out. Nice of Brody Philo to give him a hand there as well.
And even Walker was laughing on the mark.
So kick down the line by Jeffrey Simon. Great fly in from the side. I missed who that was, but that's a fantastic. That's Jared Cunningham. Great mark. Floating across the front. He goes inside. He sees something he likes. Pretty dangerous kick. Cruz up to the task, but he's severely outnumbered. There's yellow jumpers everywhere around this footy. They are working very hard. Monez Wakefield, quick handball off to Hurd, who then just absolutely wastes that in his first game of footy. Probably not his greatest. He won't want to remember that. So Pungamiri now kick out wide again. Very dangerous. Taking a lot of chances here. Tiwi, Nightcliff, just sheer weight of numbers again. Bricknell inside 50. Eilert 1-on-1, unable to take it. Puddintunamiri, great effort there. He'd be looking for the boundary line, can't find it. Outnumbered, potentially a free kick there for Puddintunamiri, but not given. And now Nightcliff, probably in a 45-degree angle right in front. I can't quite catch who that is. Rob having that shot on goal. That would be
Liam Evans.
Liam Evans, who, again, another guy with a very impressive resume, Rick.
Yeah, Liam Evans from Nathaniel in the Murray Footy League. I think they've won 5 premierships in a row. So he's kicked a lot of goals. I think he kicked 68 last year.
He's stabbed at that. Not his best-looking effort, but he's got it nonetheless. So another goal to Nightcliff. They're off to a flyer here. 5-3-27 to 1 point.
Yeah, come from Nathaniel in the Murray Footy League. It's not the strongest league in Victoria country, but it fairly goes okay. Kicked 67 goals last year at an average of 3.19, so that's a good return. Tony Lockett's was 4, so it's not a bad effort at an average of 3.14, but they're a powerhouse, Nathaniel. I've got a feeling that Cameron Eilert played against him in a grand final, so I've got a feeling that may be the connection of why he's ended up at the Nightcliff Footy Club.
17 minutes gone, first quarter at TIO Stadium. Ball thrown up again. Miles, too big for Simpson. Bricknell thrown into the middle. Socks off the ground. Scooped up by Moo. Up in the direction of Melville. Second grab, pulls it in. Lovely strong mark. Too big and strong for Baird. And the 6th goal for the Tigers about to come up from 20 metres out, slight angle.
Centre clearances are 6 zip. They are getting absolutely annihilated out of the middle, Nightcliff.
Melville's look very dangerous in these situations. Rick, this is the first one he's taken in, and what a ripper to take in.
Yep.
Leading goal scorer for the season last season. Kicked 10 and 5 in 2 games against the Tiwis, and he's got 1 today. And the Nightcliff Tigers are 6-3-39. The Tiwi Bombers 1 behind 1 point.
Talk about that breeze. He kicked it and let it hang up there, and it brought it back absolutely perfectly. So he's another one. Very good shot at goal. I thought he was pretty good for Territory Thunder this year. Actually thought he played probably better for Thunder than what he did for Nightcliff the year before, even though he was the leading goal scorer. But he didn't stop trying for Thunder this year, I thought.
Yeah, very impressive, hard-working young man. Great asset to the Nightcliff Football Club. Obviously, they're very potent up forward there, Rick. They've got plenty of guys that could kick a score for them today.
Cameron Oylett's played majority forward today, and always thought he'd finish his career maybe out of the goal scorer. He's been more in a forward pocket sort of situation.
So Miles and Simpson go at it again. Miles, nice clear tap, can't quite find his teammate. Grant from the Tiwi Bombers takes first possession, but turns the ball over. But free kick pulled out to Williams here in the centre of the ground. So kicks inside 50. An unmarked man can't take the mark. That was Kidney. Putintanamiri almost mops it. Cameron Ollett, great effort to keep the ball in the area, but then Dunn just works the ball away, and we'll find Cantil on the far side. Now they've got numbers here. Tiwi, yeah, they just can't afford to do that. Put Jimmy, made that mistake there. Harley Putintanamiri just can't pick the ball up, needs to get it going down the line. Nightcliff now, Liam Holt Fitz, fantastic effort, and looks like they've been given the free kick. Holding the ball was Putintanamiri, and Jack Hangen's been given the free kick, but I'm pretty sure it was Liam Holt Fitz. Nonetheless, Wills now kicks the ball down to Cameron Ollett. Good mark. It was 3-on-1 there.
That's just their ability not to be able to bring the ball to contest, Tiwi. They just can't let Cameron stand and mark that footy.
Man bun to man bun. Yeah, here's another chance here. Melville will get his second in the space a couple of minutes. Dribbles it through from the square. Nightcliff have their seventh. 7-3-45. Tiwi 1 behind 1 point.
Tiwi's ability, or their lack to be able to defend. Just Cameron Ollett just stood. You know, it was an overhead mark, but just three Tiwi guys. They just got to bring. You've got a boundary line there. Get a stoppage. Bring the ball to ground. You just can't let Cameron mark the football, go back, and then be able to get the ball forward. So
probably overcommitting in most of the contests too, Ricky. You see Nightcliff very good at one person going in for the football, and they're really keeping their width players around. They've got plenty of options around the contest.
Very
as well.
Fumbly Tiwi when they get the footy as well. They'll get the ball in a good position. The bloke will fumble. This stuff's up their play.
So Miles and Simpson at it again. Miles clean tap down. Wills takes possession, puts it into the path of his teammate, and Hangen can't take the ball. Plenty of Tiwi pressure around it. Grant working hard now. Hangen comes out the other side of the ground. He's got Bricknell on the far wing, who takes a good little mark. So plenty of options forward for him. He's just making sure he finds the right one. He goes long in the end to Evans. Evans, great mark in front of Babui. They're probably outsides there, Babui, but great mark and great kick from Bricknell, who just put that ball into space where Evans could work his opponent out of the ball and take that mark.
Yeah, we're getting to the dying stages of the quarter. 7 goals. It's going to be a cricket score the way things are going. Two over 100-point losses in a row. Not a good start to the season.
And Evans, yeah, very good kick on goal. Evans has kicked, I think that's his potentially second. It is his second. Rob Cross has given me the confirmation of that one. But great goal by Evans. And like you said, Rick, earlier, his resume is pretty impressive, and he started this game very impressive as well.
Yeah, they've got a decent forward line. You've got Butcher, Hugo Drogmola, Evans. I think they had Sharp from the Bendigo League last year as well. So they've got... There's no way known you could fit all those players in the same forward line on grand final day. It could not possibly happen, but they've got some cattle to pick from. We
talked about the talent they've got in that midfield, but the impressive part of it is they've got some young guys that have gone through there. Moo, Williams, Bricknell, Liam Holt Fitz have all been through that midfield and getting plenty of the footy as well, Rick.
Yep, no reliance. I reckon Cameron Ollett's been lucky to have played 4 minutes in the midfield. So they're not relying on him, but when you've got this bloke just keeps pumping it out in Wills, you don't have to...
Hurd gives it back to Riley, and they've got space out on the wing again. And it comes towards centre half forward, but chopped off by Dunn.
As I said, he's a good goal kicker, done a midfield kick, not the greatest.
Grant's got an attack of the fumbles. He's still got a little bit of time. He's about to be tackled out at half forward. Close to the boundary line, gathered by Best. Neat sidestep, gets the kick inside attacking 50. One-on-one battle there. In front, it was
Simon
Mankara it is, sorry. Still a chance here for the Bombers if they can scoop it up. Mankara sweating on the ball coming out. It's close to the boundary line in the forward pocket. Mopped up by the Tigers in defence, and they'll break through Bowles. Pokes the kick up towards the half-back flank. And the Nightcliff Tigers now can go up towards half-forward in the Islet direction. The kick was a little bit too tall, and Puruntatameri will mop up across half-back. A reminder, you're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. How's
that matchup? Cameron Islet and Jason Puruntatameri, fantastic matchup, but that's better from the Tiwi Bombers. They need to maintain possession of the ball here. So Mummery's wide to Baird, poor kick forward, but Tippin Woody's good enough to take the ball on the half volley inside, and he finds Grant. So much better build up here from the Tiwi Bombers. Baird's ran almost the full length of the ground. Smart kick inside to Best, and Best has taken a great mark. He plays on quickly. Shot on goal. Could this be Tiwi's first? No, disappointing. Out of bounds on the fall, but Rick, much better build up there from the Tiwi Bombers. Just maintained possession of the ball and still moved it fairly quickly.
Yeah, a lot better. Best has been a good recruit. Got a pretty good resume from Vermont in the Eastern Footy League. So we'll see how he goes today. Played for Casey Scorpions in the past as well in the VFL.
Wills, another possession. Oh, he wanted to kick it towards Hangan, but the kick's been chopped off by Cunningham. He read that superbly. A kick into the central corridor. Will's first mistake of the afternoon. He hangs his head as he stands on the mark, and Cunningham, who's missed one set shot this afternoon, has a chance to bring up Tiwi's first goal and bring the margin back to 44 points. Closing in on quarter time. Cunningham kicks on goal, gives it everything and steers it straight through the middle. Tiwi get there first. They're 1-1-7 and Nightcliff are 8-3-51.
I think Cunningham kicked a bag, didn't he? I think it might have been around the western of Victoria this year. So he's a known goal kicker. Philip Wills, there you see the turnover. I think he's got a few credits. I think he's had 10 touches this week and this game and about 7 clearances. So you can have one bad one, Philip.
Cunningham's probably look like their most dangerous too, regularly in the game.
Yeah, and they've only been forward, I think, 3 times.
So. And when they have gone forward, Best has looked very dangerous. They probably haven't got enough out of him. In the game, obviously, the ball hasn't been down there too often, but the more they can get him around the footy, it looks like he might be someone that can lift him a little bit.
Yeah, as I said, he's got a pretty impressive resume. Played VFL football, so they've just got to get the football to him.
So Winter Irving into the ruck now. Papungamiri, good clearance out there. Jeffrey Simon didn't know he had someone on that far wing coming off in Williams. Liam Holt-Fitz plays on quickly, darts the kick inside. Baird, good pick-up intercept. Can't do anything with it. Of course, Cameron Islet, great pick up there. Handball over the top to Monez Wakefield, who pulls the ball back across his body, puts it into the dangerous spot of the ground. Melville was flying for the ball, couldn't take possession. Bricknell on ground. There's plenty of numbers here for Nightcliff. Surely they can get a score out of this. Munkara intercepts, puts pressure on Islet. Again, Bricknell, Liam Holt-Fitz. Someone needs to get a shot on goal here, and it gets out to Philip Wills, who just dribbles it forward, and probably not his greatest effort, but Tiwi have touched that on the line through David Cruz.
Just again, Monic Wakefield now didn't blaze away, put it to the front of the square without a lot of representation. Just Dion Munkara with a fumble. He's a better player than that.
Dunn goes down the middle looking for Jeffrey Simon. Had his head pulled off if he wasn't paid the mark. Siren sounds, a little bit of remonstration. I don't think there was too much in it against Dirksen, although the player is still down in Simon. And they're coming in to check on him now. Quarter time here. Round 2 action, TIO NTFL season. It's all Nightcliff. 8-4-52 to Tiwi 1-1-7.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet, and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel earlier, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
The Tiwi Bombers huddle at quarter time here. You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. And there's a tight huddle there. They've got a lot of work to do because at quarter time they trail by 45 points. Tiwi 117. The Tigers, the reigning premiers, 8-4-52. Where can they turn things around, Ricky Nolan?
Getting the ball out of the middle. 9 zip out of the centre clearances. I know Nightcliff, they've got 3 Nichols medalists in there getting the ball out, but they've just got to start getting the ball out of the middle. I think, Hodgie, we're talking in the break, they're getting the ball in the back half, but just their forwards are playing too deep and it's just too hard to get the ball to them. So I just reckon they've got to try and energise the ball through the back line a little bit more with run and carry, release, just try and get rid of the ball a bit more.
Just watching an incident now on replay where the kick was reversed and Jeffrey Simon, a little bit confused, thought he was kicking to the airport end. And nice of Brody Philo there, the Nightcliff player, to remind him that it's actually to the long side.
Look at Walker, he's laughing.
Nice bit of humour on a hot afternoon here at TIO Stadium. Round 2 of the NTFL season. Nightcliff, the reigning premier, started well in the grand final rematch, beat Southern Districts last week by 9 points. And the Tiwi Bombers were hammered by the Buffaloes, who were disappointing in the end last season after making the grand final the year before, losing by 113 points. And sadly, Andrew Hodges, it's headed that way again today.
Yeah, not a great start by the Tiwi Bombers, but Nightcliff have been super impressive. I think Rick said there, Tiwi obviously got some work to do. So in the ruck, Miles gets the ball down again to Philo. Wills, and he's been held on to. So Philo, again, this is how many clearances to Nightcliff, but they get the first one of this second quarter. Good hit up by Winter Irving, who has Wills trotting past, great kick inside 50. And Evans again, this is his third mark inside 50, third shot on goal, potentially his third goal. He's looked very impressive, Rick.
That's a training run. That one, even Tiwi didn't even touch the footy. So, yeah. So there's a bit worrying signs for Tiwi, but yeah, another big forward pickup that Nightcliff have got. And how many you kick in the first quarter? 2 or 3? Kick 2 in the first quarter. Lined up for number 3 now.
So Evans, again, nice kick, but it just fades across the face and for one behind. So
Melville was clapping there.
Yeah,
It must have faded very late.
Yep.
It's quite breezy out there today and quite hot as well.
Kick from the back line, burst through the hands of Jones. Winter Irving. Back it comes to Miles. Nightcliff through Hurd, the first gamer. Philo spots up Eilert. Goes inboard, and there's another mark. Kidney's got it. Goal scorer in the first quarter as well. Had plenty of them.
Interesting if he drops it short. Nightcliff done it today. His father, Adrian Kidney, is a former Nightcliff best and fairest and captain of the football club.
He sets it out wide towards the pocket. Wants a high flyer. Up over the top comes Melville. Tries to shrug the tackle. Gives to Wills. Wills handball there to Bricknell for his second goal. Is across the face as well and will dribble out of bounds.
Philip Wills' work rate at ground level is exceptional.
I thought you were going to talk about Bricknell's goal kicking abilities, Rick.
No. Set shot. I'll repeat
shot.
again. I'll repeat again. Set shot.
So ball in here. Tiwi through Heenan. Now Mankara, Tippin Woody now able to clear the ball outside. They're very unpredictable. He was coming this side of the ground. He has now trotted another 60 metres to the far end of the ground. Plenty of numbers out the far side.
Better Tiwi footy, isn't it?
Absolutely, and nice kick inside. That was Mankara. Great kick inside 50 to Cunningham. Couldn't quite hit his target. Unfortunate for Tiwi, but a fantastic build-up. And obviously, they're gun players with the footy in their hands, Rick.
Exactly. Mankara, Tip and Woody. You know, he's not playing. Ross Tungatalan's missing today, though. Just picked up. So they miss Ross going forward. But, yeah, the fleet foot, they're big guns, and Tip and Woody and Mankara, the ball moved pretty quick down the other end in about 2 seconds.
So boundary throw in. Here's a chance for Tiwi for their second goal. Left forward pocket. Tap won by Miles as far as Kane Riley. Here's Cantilla. Handball squeezed out. Mopped up by Philo, though, in the right back pocket for the Nightcliff Tigers. Out towards the boundary. Lovely mark in front there. It was Winter Irving. Strong hands in front of Jones. So Winter Irving at right half back. Pokes a kick back inboard. And he's got Butterick. Joel Butterick transfers play to the outer wing to the Morris Rioli grandstand side. Dirksen had a couple of players to beat. Tapping it forward cleverly was Kidney. Got it to Dirksen, who fumbled the footy. Opens the door for Papungamiri. Rupert kicks towards centre half forward. An excellent kick. He's got a player spare 50 metres out directly in front.
Better at ground level, Tiwi. Let's first grab on the footy and get it back into that forward line pretty quick.
Harley Puruntatameri without the helmet.
Yes.
Threw me a little bit. He'll line up with the breeze behind him, so you'd think the distance won't trouble him. He's certainly pretty confident. Better start by the Bombers to bring the margin back to 40 points. 4 minutes gone, second quarter. He kicks from 50, sets it up. The breeze has got it. It's clapped through in the square by Best. And a great start by the Bombers. 2-1-13, Nightcliff 8-5-53.
Lovely kick by Harley without the helmet as well. We were all looking at each other, didn't know who it was, but he certainly looks different without the helmet. But now going into the midfield. And just better ball movement by Tiwi and just hitting their targets. Good turnover here by Nightcliff. Can't fumble the footy there. Good body line the footy, and then they first grab the footy. Rupert Papungamari, I should say. Rupert Betheris, the next Collingwood player.
10 changes today for the Bombers. Braden Rioli, Ross Tungatalam, Whale Buxton, Jakura, Kata Bala, Gerard Puruntatameri, Austin Wanamiri, John Papungamiri, Clayton Tipalura and Stephen Puruntatameri. So some big names missing today. On the other side of the coin, they've got a few good ones back in. Bursting away from the middle goes Phil Wills. Kicks in towards the pocket. Didn't quite hit a target, but Nightcliff still a chance. Bricknell's pass towards centre half forward is spot on. And a good mark taken by Winter Irving. The quick replies on here, 30 metres out directly in front.
He's pretty impressive, Winter Irving. Rick, a guy come out of the Division 1 from last year at Pints, has made the step up to Premier League and looks pretty promising player.
Taken a couple of big contested, not that one, but a couple earlier on, a couple of big contested grabs. Got a big build, big body. I've got a lot of forwards to pick from.
Oh, horrible kick off the boot, and it wobbles its way through, barely makes a behind. Let off for the Bombers, 2-1-13 Tiwi, Nightcliff 8-6-54, 5 minutes gone, second quarter.
So ball brought back into play by Rodney Baird, who goes long and wide, looking for David Cruz. Winter Irving, good pressure there and forces the ball out of bounds. Not great from the Tiwi Bombers. Obviously, they had some spare players in a bit shorter, but went long to Cruz in the contest.
That's what we talk about, just halving the contest to bring it to ground. Like Winter Irving, just give a contest, bring it to ground. What to do? It created a stoppage. It goes back into a 50-50. Too often, Tiwi are just letting their opposition in the first 2 rounds this year just mark a footy in that situation.
So ball in here. Winter Irvine and Simpson go at it. Ball thrown towards the line, and Philo sees it out of bounds with Joel Butterick and Mankara.
Might get a few interchanges here, being so close to the interchange bench.
So boundary umpire comes in probably about 10 metres to throw the ball in. Quite a windy day out there. Winter Irving and Simpson go at it again for this boundary throw in. 1-on-1 around the contest. Good contest. Winter Irving wins the tap, and it looked like Tipperary was being held there by Moo and has been awarded the free kick. So good reward, better structure there from Tiwi around that stoppage has enabled Tiwi now. Quick handball to Mankara, long kick inside 50, looking for Mummery, 1-on-1 with Dirksen. Good pick up by Mummery, has a shot on goal and unfortunately kicks the point. Probably could have done a little bit better with that, Rick, in that situation.
Yeah, brought it to ground. A lot of people during the week saying Mummery looks a lot different this year, especially with that hair colour. A lot of people didn't notice him, but he's coloured his hair this year.
Well, if Bricknell's the best set shot in the league, I reckon Dan Mankara's one of the best kicks on the run, isn't he, Rick? He strikes the ball beautifully.
That's what I like, just that release to their silk to get the, I've said it a few times, energise that football.
Grant.
Turnover.
It certainly will be. Hurd chips in the first gamer. The kick was on the way to Babui, but Hurd did well. They've got some numbers across half back. Although Cruz was brilliantly tackled, and I thought he dropped the footy. No free kick. Socket off the ground towards the top of the square. Holt Fitz was brilliant. Couldn't quite get the ball on the boot or get it to drop the right way. Puruntada Mary, still a chance. And off the ground was Melville, through for a behind only.
They're playing Holt Fitz a lot one-on-one out of the goal square. Hasn't had a lot of the footy. I like him being up the field, being able to burn people with his pace. So I don't know if that's the greatest option. You can try something earlier in the year, especially when you're 6 goals up. But I like him as a high half forward, getting up and then being able to burn him with his pace.
So Baird now out of the back pocket. Poor kick down the line. Ball goes out of bounds. So probably an opportunity here for Tiwi to reset, get themselves back to 1-on-1. We saw this stoppage over here. Rick, Tiwi 1-on-1 at the stoppage and ended up winning the stoppage. It's the first time today they've really looked dangerous in that situation. So, and we can already see here Wheels and a few other guys free around the stoppage. Ball up comes in. Paddy Heenan 1-on-1 with Williams. Handball forward to McDonald. McDonald gives him the fake handball, then goes himself, kicks it wide. Dirksen's got himself into a great position. Cunningham came out with fantastic pressure. Probably could have done a bit better with that kick going forward, but Mummery sits under it. Brown, great courage. Heenan, quick handball forward, Best, and Best puts on another one for the Bombers. So good build up by the Bombers on that far side, winning that stoppage through Heenan, get it inside 50 quickly, Rick, and they score.
Yeah, Best from Vermont Football Club in the Eastern Footy League. Vermont, absolute powerhouse, but he played, this is his 3rd year actually at the Bombers. I think he played 2 games in his first year. He played 1 game last year, and this is his first game this year. I think he kicked 7 on debut for the Tiwi Bombers, and a handy pick-up, played for the Casey Scorpions in 2014 and 15. And if they get the footy to him, he's kicked 7 for him before in the past in a game.
Nothing's pretty about their ball movement at the moment. It's just get it forward at all costs, and hopefully they can score.
Back in the game a little bit though.
2 goals to 1 this quarter, isn't it? Is that correct?
Yeah. In fact, 2 goals to none.
2 goals to none.
Nice start by the Tiwi in this second quarter. Grabbed by Philo, just hacks the kick. Tiwi getting numbers across half back. I want to gather this though, Tipping Woody. He does. He's got Babui out at the right half back flank in front of the Morris Rioli stand. Now he's got McDonald, who's got busy in this turn, and he marks in front of Butterick. Paul Grant's got busy. A little fumble there. Was able to get it on the second attempt, and then his kick is horrible, out of bounds on the full. So that good bit of build-up by the Tiwi Bombers breaks down across half forward with the sloppy kick from Grant, and Kane Riley will send the Nightcliff Tigers back down the wing.
So Riley, long kick down the wing now. Plenty of players under the ball. Winter Irving contest, brings the ball to ground like Rick said earlier. Plenty of numbers there for Nightcliff. I think it was Butterick and Liam Holt-Fitz who fumbled the ball Butterick back in, gets his Munkara fantastic tackle. Quick kick forward by, I think it was Kidney in the...
Yeah, Kidney, that's correct.
Baird underneath the football there. Quick handball out, done now. Plenty of numbers here for Nightcliff, but Tiwi do a fantastic job of clearing the ball. Babui, smart, turns back the other way. Sorry, had nothing down the ground. Great kick inside to Munkara. Couldn't take possession, but again, Brown comes steaming through. A heap of courage and hits Melville on the chest. Fantastic.
Well done by
Nathan
Brown. If he didn't get that, Munkara was away. Philo doesn't miss from here. Except for today.
Put the moz on him there, Rick.
This is a fast break. This is good. This is what we want. Just need a connector. Someone's got to connect here.
Simpson takes the mark. Moo holds him up. Gives to Rodney Baird. And he's got Cantilla marking defensive side of the wing in front of the Morris Rioli stand. Got McDonald. And marks just before being closed down by Peris. McDonald's kick. Oh, shanked it off the side of the boot a little bit. Didn't get a whole lot of it.
I like the idea. The execution wasn't good, but it's going to work.
Tatameri to Dion Munkara to Best. Will it clear the pack? Best got a hand to it, dribbled off his fingers, goes through a behind. Better by the Bombers. The margin is 35 points. 3-3 plays 8-8. 11 minutes gone, second quarter.
Just that 45 kick to the inside just opens things up. High risk, high reward, but when it works for Tiwi.
So Brown, quick kick into Peris, who looks at the far side of the ground. He's got Dirksen and hanging there. He goes for
Murray's
Dirksen.
got to go to him. Stop the exits and don't let this footy go out.
Melville come a long way up the ground. Handball inside to Hangen, who short kicks into Moo. Fumbles the ball, but he's good enough to recover. Another kick inside 50. Turnover by Moo. And Tiwi are away out on this far side. So this is Cantilla now. Poor kick down the wing. Riley intercept mark. Cunningham chases, puts enough pressure on to affect the kick. This is an ugly, scrappy passage of play, but now through Xavier Grant. Tiwi go forward. He's missed his target. Great little shepherd there by Munkara. Inside 50 now. Fumble. Kane Riley just gets a hand in there. Tiwi, this is probably the man they want the ball in his hands in Cunningham, but he can't quite bring it back far enough, and he kicks the ball out of bounds on the full. Very, very ugly patches of play, Rick.
Absolutely terrible. I mean, about 5 missed targets in a row. I was going to. Last week's one of the best first rounds of football I've ever seen for a long, long time up here, and just there it was terrible.
They're definitely playing a bit better, notwithstanding their skills at ordinary, but their intensity has lifted.
Yeah, you're right there.
And they're having a crack, and with a bit more luck and better management, they might have a couple more goals on the board. But it's Nightcliff out at left half back. The mark's taken by Harry Williams. Kicks to the wing. Out on a long lead. Brilliant one-hander by Purin Tatameri.
Let's get this 45 kick again if it's on. They've got to try and stop. Nightcliff have got to cut that off. That there needs to be cut off quickly.
They're running well, the Tiwi. Purin, it's Tipping Woody. Kicks inside 50. Ware is Best out in front. Spoiled away from him. Simon tries the one-hand pick-up. Probably going the flashy thing. Probably could have gone down, bent down and picked it up. And it's seen out of bounds by Hangen.
100%, Rob. Just bend your back and first grab that footy. Try to do the flashy. You're not on the community. It's NTFL football. He's a young fellow. He's only 17 years of age. But bend your back, 2 hands, first grab the footy. Tiwi would have had a goal.
Right forward pocket. Simon Munkara having to do the ruck working. He's a much taller player. Tigers out to Eilert. He's well tackled and seen over the boundary line. No free kick. And then gets a bit of a push from Harley Purin Tatameri. So they're back in the game. They're back in the Tigers' faces. They trail by 35 points, 14 minutes gone, second quarter.
It's like a ruckman, aren't they? Munkara here having to go up against John O'Miles. I don't think he's ever contested a ruck in his life.
So Miles wins that tap. Munkara did a good job to try and nullify it. Riley and Dion Munkara fight for the ball, and the umpire is going to ball it up.
Jack Montegetti Hodge, is he in town? Do you know? He's still in Darwin?
I believe he is, yes.
He was named in the squad last week, Rick. We didn't see him play, of course.
So again, Nightcliff win the ruck through Eilert. Nice clean hands to Hangen.
Good one.
Went to Irving. Philo, who bolted outside of that stoppage. And again, Jason Purin-Tatameri puts the hand out. Unfortunately, can't take the ball with him. Bricknell now kick inside 50. It's not a great kick, but he's left some work for Liam Holt-Fitz. Lucky he's a bit of a speed demon. Handball inside. Caleb Walker under pressure. Fantastic effort from the Tiwi Bombers defenders, moving, getting back into defence and cutting that one off. So quick kick forward now. Baird. Handball out. Silvani Babui on the far side. He hasn't got anything to go to, so he's forced to go back and use Baird backwards. Really poor by the Tiwi forwards there not to work for him.
Not a fan of Holt-Fitz out of this goal square. I just wish Nightcliff would probably just, it's not working from this quarter. They need to change it quickly.
So Jones puts the ball out into space. Heenan unfortunately can't keep it in, and obviously a little bit better there from the Tiwi Bombers, just slowing the play down, but you can definitely feel, Rick and Rob, that Tiwi are applying a lot more pressure to the Nightcliff, and they're starting to feel it.
Yeah, just Jones again didn't hit his target there. It's a 30-metre regulated kick. He's just got to hit it. Paddy Heenan will just burn him with his speed, run and carry. That's what he's famous for. So just got to start hitting targets both these sides.
Bombers wasted maybe 2 or 3 goals in this quarter, I sense, and the last thing I would want is for Nightcliff to slip into gear and get the last couple of the second quarter. It's been a low-scoring term compared to the first. Bowles sidestepping and kick in the Moo direction. Up in front, good stretch, good mark. Here's a chance for Nightcliff again. Bends the kick in the Bricknell direction. He's got Wills sliding by. Wills will line up and spear the ball to the top of the goal square, and that was always going to happen. It's Kyle Winter-Irving who will shoot on goal from 15 metres out, and after all the good work by the Bombers, Nightcliff can extend the margin to 41 points. In fact, it's Evans. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say good kick, Andrew, to Philip Wills. He just didn't. I was going to say Andrew Wills and Philip Wills. He didn't rush the kick.
And Evans has got his third, and that margin is indeed out to 41 points. 9-8 plays 3-3.
We're in an amazing position sitting up here in the box, and we got box seat there to see Wills running inside 50. Evans went that way out wide and then actually called the ball back inside. Wills, obviously great to see Evans turn back the other way and a great kick, Rick, inside 50.
His vision was very, very, very good. So, and then it just made it. Evans just had to take a chest mark, and that was all because of Philip Wills' excellent kick. You'll see it here in the replay. I reckon we'll get good vision of what you're just talking about, Andrew. You see there, he looks up, was about to kick right and just checked it at the last second. And my mum nearly could have taken that mark because of Philip Wills' awesome kick.
Would have mum kicked it, Rick?
Yeah, she wasn't a bad kick in a day, apparently.
So Miles and Simpson at it again. Miles probably has convincing clever work from Dion Mankara. A whole lot of class there. Checks his kick at the last second to bring the ball inside. Doesn't hit his target. Caleb Walker kicks the ball to a contest down on their far side. Kidney and Heenan. Heenan does a fantastic job and it's being held and draws the free kick, exactly what Tiwi needed because Nightcliff potentially were on the way out there. So quick ball onto the far side. Cantilla broke as soon as they won that ball. Smart kick inside to Simon Mankara, who's had some rough shootings today, which I'm pretty sure he hasn't really done too much in his career. Cantilla's followed on really nicely. Ugly looking kick inside 50. Probably needed to do better than that, but again, Rick, Tiwi are inside 50, and that's exactly where they need the ball if they want to score.
Sometimes it works for Tiwi, that chaos kick, but he sort of ripped a Stevie J kick going into the forward line.
His effort, his work rate on that far side was outstanding to get on the end of the ball a couple of times there. So ball in there. Simpson trying to be physical with Miles. Miles, I think, still wins the tap. Forward to Riley, clearing kick outside 50. Not a great kick, but it looks like he's found his target in Winter Irving on that far side.
He's just hitting up well, isn't he? Give him something to kick to coming out of the defensive line.
Winter Irving, though, looking for Walker, has kicked it out of bounds on the full, so Cantilla will take the kick for the Tiwi Bombers into Rupert Papungameri. Left half forward, 80 metres from goal. On the outer side, kicking to the airport end in this second quarter. They've outscored Nightcliff 2-1. Wants a high flyer. Mummery in the back of the pack. Best was there as well. Dirksen wins it down. Over the top, Riley, clever. Philo, his handball was chopped down. Still a chance for the Bombers. Bouncing up the footy down Mankara. Quick snap here from Heenan. Oh, his hands touched. And the umpire was right onto that.
Dion Mankara, absolutely outstanding there.
Very clever player.
Behind only the Tiwi, the margin is 40 points.
So Philip Wills has time to fall over his own feet, regather the football, kick long down the line to Cameron Eilert. Good mark. Babui needed to take the body in that spalling contest there. Cameron Eilert hits Bricknell on the far side. Bricknell inside 50. Evans set up for Evans. Can't take the mark. He regathers. He then handballs over the top. Moo inside the goal square and misses an absolute sitter. So Nightcliff have had plenty of opportunities this quarter, as have Tiwi. This has probably been a bit of a scrappy quarter, this one, Rick, but both sides generating plenty of opportunities.
Tiwi have definitely improved, haven't they?
1-5 for Nightcliff this quarter to 2-3 to Tiwi. You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 NTFL season, or listening via a radio broadcast. Thanks to TIO, bouncing his way down the flank is Harley Purantatameri. Steadies now, shot on goal. Will it swing around on the breeze? Yes, it will. Great play, Tiwi. At the 20-minute mark of the second quarter, they get their third goal of the term, and the margin is 35 points. Not out of it. 4-4 plays 9-9.
I love the Tiwi player's ability not to run towards the goal. He's got the footy here. If he had a straight line, he could have had a shot 20 metres more inside. They run more to the pocket and then pull it back in, and you'll see just some good. That come from a fullback kick out. You just see here he could run towards the goals, but he doesn't. Runs a bit more sidewards, a little bit more sidewards. We'll keep running away from the goals. We'll run away for the goals, and then I'll pull it back in.
Degree of difficulty, Rick, is much better for the television and the viewers. And the aeroplane to finish it off.
Afterwards. You often see that with Tiwi players. They don't make it easy for themselves. They'll take the hard away and the more flashy away.
That's why we love to come and watch them play. So Miles and Simpson again at it. Miles again wins the tap. Tiwi good enough to chop this off. Heenan quick kick forward inside 50. Munkara some great body work to get into the front spot. Couldn't take it. Riley, now this is Brown, I think, with the football. Tied up inside 50. Tiwi, this is exactly what they want. Stoppages inside 50, Rick.
I reckon they hunted the ball better there. The ball come to ground. They just had better representation around the footy and just hunting the ball.
So Miles and Best done his best effort to put his knee into Miles. Couldn't get the ball. So quick kick forward by Heenan. Philo, handball inside, who Paris tripped over his own feet. Comedy of errors there, but the big ruckman in Miles able to clear the ball. Winter Irving, good contest there to get the ball. Cameron Islet now runs away with the ball. Those old legs working very well. Handball inside to Hangen.
Keep the pressure up, Tiwi. They've done well.
Not a great handball to Islet. Put him under a lot of pressure. Moo doesn't take possession, bashes it forward. Holt fits, showing that lightning speed, but great run down from behind.
So much better pressure by Tiwi. It's a lot better.
Great decision by umpire Joel Morrison then. He had the perfect position. Cricket into his boss. Dunn gives it off here to Cantilla from 40. The Bombers are back. Will it carry? It does! Bombers have got their fifth. And the margin is just 29 points. 22 minutes gone into the second quarter. 5-4 plays 9-9.
They're not allowing Nightcliff to run and carry the foot anymore. There's tackle after tackle after tackle there through the midfield. You know, they're just putting pressure on them and forced them to a turnover. Nightcliff turned the football over through their tackle and pressure and perceived pressure. Turn the footy over and they hurt them. Just see through the middle here. They turn that ball over and they're away.
You know who was instrumental in some of that passage of play? The heavy pressure in the middle, Jeffrey Simon. He's tackled and tackled and tackled.
And Paddy Heenan also throwing his weight around in that middle there a bit more. Obviously, Nightcliff not getting those clean takeaways that they were in that first quarter.
Matthew Cantilla's only about 16. Is that right, Hodgie? I've got a feeling he played a few games for St Mary's under 16s last year.
So Miles, good tap to follow again. The handball back to... Oh, we've seen it all day.
Pressure again.
Pressure again. And holding the ball gave the umpire. Tiwi again, this is Heenan, but again, it was Heenan and Jeffrey Simon both involved in that tackle.
It's chalk and cheese compared to the first quarter, isn't it? The pressure levels.
Nice kick inside. Cunningham, good come out and take. Quick handball off to Dion Munkara. Very clever. Can't quite do what he wanted to do there, but Miles just mops up. Handball wide to Riley, who now runs away for the Nightcliff Tigers. Some mistakes starting to creep into Nightcliff's game. At
Fumble,
the moment,
turnover.
another fumble.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well done. That's putting Tatamiri. It was Harley putting Tatamiri on the far side.
3v1.
Here's Cantilla again. Just blazes away. Best and Munkara there as well. Best comes up with the ball. Plenty of pressure from Nightcliff. And there's the siren.
Cantilla could have ran in another 20 metres there and had a shot.
Another missed opportunity. He would have closed the gap to 23 points, but at half-time, great quarter by the Bombers. 4-1 against the reigning premiers. It's 5-4-34. The Tigers 9-9-63.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Kennard's make your job easy.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Looking for the best and brightest to join your team? At Quality People, we specialise in finding quality, hard-to-get professionals, and we have an office right here in Darwin. Kick your recruitment goals with Quality People. qualitypeople.com.au.
Now that's quality.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Wedding or birthdays coming up? Maybe a get-together with friends and family. Waratah Clubhouse at Gardens Oval is the perfect venue for your next community function. Celebrating the home to one of Darwin's iconic football clubs, Waratah Clubhouse.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
Big second quarter by the Tiwi Bombers have brought them right back into this game against the reigning premiers, the Nightcliff Tigers. They kicked 4 goals to 1. And as we are about to start the third quarter, trail by 29 points after trailing by 45 points at quarter time. And a reminder, their last 3 games, the last 2 games of last season and the first one of this year, the Tiwi Bombers have lost by 90, 120 and 113. So Andrew Hodges and Rick Nolan, good to see them fight back a bit in that second quarter. And Ricky, we saw them last week, and in the first quarter, their big ruckman Liam Wales Buxton, who's not playing, and Nathan Jakura in the middle combined superbly. He's out with a calf injury, I understand. But I reckon that second quarter then, the intensity was as good as we've seen all year so far.
Yep, the word pressure or intensity, it increased twofold. It was very, very good, and that's what Tiwi are known. They put pressure on him. Nightcliff certainly coughed the ball up, and as you said, it was 4 goals to 1. They won the quarter quite comfortably.
You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. The second half about to get underway. The Tiwi Bombers trail Nightcliff Tigers by 29 points. Here's Andrew Hodges.
So back into the middle, we've got Miles and Simpson go at it again as they did in the first half. Miles, nice clean tap on for Wills. Harley Puddintunameri has tipped that off pretty well. Jeffrey Simon, who was fantastic in that second quarter. Clever little tap forward to Heenan. Back to Jeffrey Simon now. Handball inside. They really needed to get a kick, get the ball down the line there. They had numbers there. Fighting for the ball. Puddintunameri taken high there. And he has been outstanding since the start of that second quarter. He then goes inside to Baird. Short chip forward. Dion Mankara starting forward in this quarter. Very interesting move. Long kick inside 50. Looking for Jared Cunningham, who gets a nice ride. Best at the back, goes in and kicks a fantastic goal. Great start to the Tiwi Bombers. Ricky Nolan.
Outstanding. Best on the end of it. Big fly. Who was that from Cunningham, wasn't it? Looked good there for a bit, but they just... That 45 kick, they're able to switch the footy as when they look so much better. They switch the ball from one side to the other and able to get a goal. See, Nightcliff, they've started with their dream team in the centre of all the Nichols medalists in Philo, Wills and Eilert. So they must have gone in at half time. You just see this fly here. Oh, brings the ball to ground. As you said, Hodgie, Mankara starting forward. He played the first half in the back line and he got him going.
We saw at the start of that replay the kick inside attacking 50, but just before then he tapped it up basketball style with an oval ball and it bounced back into his grasp.
Only Dion Mankara.
Unbelievable. Simpson up against Miles, too tall again. Taps it down in the throat of Wills. He hooks the kick around the corner. In fact, it was Philo. Up towards Evans again. Now Walker. They wouldn't mind a goal here. He transfers play across the face of goal cleverly to Bricknell. He got away there from Puddintunameri. Gathers the footy. Short kick in towards the pocket. Holt Fitz is pretty good. He's got some pace. Couldn't quite shrug the tackle. Well played. Melville, though, comes up with it for his third goal. Just screws it around too far. They're behind only to Nightcliff. The margin 24 points.
So Cruz now, quick kick in, comes out wide. Harley Puddintunameri has been absolutely everywhere since he's taken the headgear off.
I think it slows him down.
Kick to Jeffrey McDonald. Quick play on here from the Tiwi Bombers through Jimmy. Kick down the line. Mummery with sporting that lovely new haircut. Comes inside. Long kick inside 50. He's got plenty of Tiwi numbers there. Brown courageously comes at it. But it was Jimmy who ran the full length of the ground to get on the end of that. Gets a pretty good bounce. Best off the ground. Bang, kicks another one. That is 3 for Best. And the Tiwi Bombers really getting themselves back into this one, Ricky.
Yeah, they've got a target down there in Best. I said his first game for Tiwi, I think it was 3 years ago, he kicked 7. So get it in there quickly.
And every one of his goals has come Tiwi-like.
Yeah,
opportunistic out the back.
Over the back. Yeah, so no, big pick-up. Played his junior footy with played for Lee and Gather, kicked 91 goals in that league 1 year.
Pretty courageous mark there by Cosmos.
It was.
Yeah. He started the contest down here, didn't he? Right in front of us on centre wing. Worked really hard to get forward. And Harley Puddintunameri has been outstanding.
Got a good Shane Warne. It just come back in towards the goal with that roll.
6 of the last 7 goals for the Tiwi Bombers. It's a terrific game of footy. Philo gives to Wills. Taken in a half tackle by Simon, got the kick away. Tipping Woody scoops it up one-handed, gives to Dunn, who's playing much better this week than last. Found Heenan on the wing in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand. His kick up towards half forward. The attempt there was spoiled away from the player in Xavier Grant. whistle blown, and it's going to be a free kick to Kane Riley.
Good umpiring there to pick that up.
Ground, I should say. So Riley from half back will give it back to Philo. Philo thumps it long, 60-metre kick, and it was decked down the field. Will be a free kick, decked after he kicked the footy. And a bit of a mistake by the Bombers. So there was a contest there, and now it's a ball to Nightcliff in the hand of Harry Evans, who kicked, Liam Evans, I should say, kicked 3 goals in up to half-time. It's 55 metres out. Doesn't mind his chances. Very deliberate approach to goal. Heenan stands the mark. He's got all the distance, but Heenan did transgress, and that's a big mistake because it might have almost been close to out of bounds on the full. Might have scraped through for a behind. Now it's a certain goal as he's trotted down into the goal square for his 4th, and the margin will go back to 24 points. 2
very costly mistakes there by the Tiwi Bombers. The McDonald one, and then
the field, which has given him over 100 metres, and Evans puts through his 3rd goal. Oh, boy.
4, I think.
4 goals.
Margin back to 24. 10-10 plays 7-4. 5 minutes gone, 3rd quarter.
You know, about to enter the forward line, Tiwi, and they just turn the footy over. It's the weird thing with Philo. I think he got it down the field. When Philo kicks the ball, it usually goes about 60 metres. So gained about 60 or 70 metres there. Then they also gained the 50. So
with the dominance we've seen Tiwi over the last quarter and a half, Ricky, Nightcliff have maintained that dominance at centre square bounces, haven't they, and at stoppages?
Yeah. They've certainly got the dream team in there, though, haven't they?
But pressure has been a lot better through the midfield for the Tiwi Bombers. So Simpson for Tiwi and Miles again for Nightcliff go at it. Miles again puts it into space. Hangen can't quite get on the end of it. It was getting held. Xavier Grant with his head over the ball can't take possession. Cameron Eilert in there fighting for it. Clean hands from the first gamer in Jermaine Hurd. Out to Philo, kicks long to the top of the square. Nice looking kick, hits the post. So that was a good 55-metre shot on goal from Philo.
Very penetrating kick, isn't he? I mean, that's his danger, his metres gained. He gets a lot of handball receives. You just got to cut that out of the game because when he gets the ball, there's a lot of metres gained.
You two had a close look at Jermaine Hurd. Is he rocking the Dustin Martin haircut, do you think?
Shaved
Shaved on the sides, long at the back. Well played there by Dion Munkara. Shepherd will come from Puruntara, keeping Bricknell away from the footy, and the kick's good to Simpson at left half back.
Feel sorry for this bloke. I don't think he's a ruckman, having to play in the ruck for Tiwi.
It's a good try though, isn't it? The sort of players you don't mind. Huge leap early from Best, and probably infringed, but in the end the mark was taken by Bowles. No, the infringement's paid first to Riley, gives it back to Bowles. So they're steadying the Tigers, and the Bombers don't want them to get away too far. Bricknell's quick kick, only went 5 metres or so. Puruntara gives to Jones. He hacks the kick, which is chopped down by Philo between wing and half forward on the left boot. Lovely spearing ball to Bricknell. What a wonderful kick. And then Bricknell pulled out. He might have thought Melville was coming. And in the end, the ball spills to the back, and Rodney Baird can mop up for the Bombers. Little blue there by Nightcliff. Or dangerous kick. Cruz could make it good. He does. Shrugs the tackle, can give to Simpson. That's a horrible kick, but Simpson's got so much time at half back. The Tigers are slowing down. That kick's not great. Tippingwoody comes towards Eilert. Eilert gets a kick towards full forward. On the bounce goes past the Nightcliff forward in Evans. The comedy of errors now comes to Heenan, and he sends it all alone in the middle there is Dion Munkara. He can go. The Shepherd could come from Papungameri. Away goes Dion Munkara. Runs to 40 metres. Steadies Borks. Gets around the oncoming player. And from 30 metres, kicks another goal for the Tiwi Bombers. They're 8-4-52. Nightcliff 10-11-71.
I'll lean on you, Hodgie. They're just that kick from the back line. I didn't quite get who it was.
Paddy Heenan. We've praised Harley Puruntara, but Paddy Heenan has been equally as good. That vision was outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it just broke the game. Have a look at this kick. Not many footballers can do that. Over the top of about 20 players into space. And good luck. You just cannot stop this guy with his run. He probably could have had a shot from there, but I'll just make things a little bit difficult for myself. Show people how good I actually am, and then he puts it through. But Paddy Heenan, foot skills, unbelievable.
So back in the middle of the ground, Simpson and Miles go at it again. It seems like they've been at it all day, these two guys, and Miles has had the upper hand for most of it. So quick tap into space. Cantilla came off the line, couldn't take possession. Tiwi getting their hands on the footy here. Simpson fighting for the ball. Harley Puruntara, quick kick inside 50. Monez Wakefield almost took the mark, couldn't quite take it in. Good pressure from the Tiwi Bombers. And Nightcliff, Monez Wakefield held in the contest there by Michael Mummery. So just relieving a bit of pressure here for the Nightcliff Tigers. Long kick down the line, plenty of numbers there for Tiwi. Bricknell jumps at it, almost takes possession of the football, can't quite. McDonald picks it up, tackled well by Bricknell, hanging nice clean hands off the ground. Scrappy handball forward, Wills attacks it with intensity. And again, Harley Puddin-Tatameri gets his hands on it, pushed in the back, and has drawn a free kick. He has been outstanding, I know I keep saying it. Almost should be 50 there, undisciplined from Cameron Eilert.
See if Nightcliff cut off this 45 kick they have this time.
So short kick into Dunn. Very good user of the football is Michael Dunn. And he just blazes away long down the line, looking for someone to provide a contest. Jeffrey Simon in from the side, fantastic mark. Probably the smallest guy in that contest. No one on the mark. He just plays on quickly, checks his kick. Mummery drops the mark that he should have taken. Quick kick inside. Probably not the distance, but the umpire has paid the mark, and I think that's Jared Cunningham who's taken the mark inside 50.
Good vision by young Simon Jeffries. Kicked it to Mummery. I think Mummery dropped to Lamington. It was a pretty easy one there.
I think that was the difference from the first quarter, Rick. There was no composure with what they were doing, and in that situation there, Jeffrey Simon, a very talented young player, played some football for NT Thunder in the NTFL this year.
Cunningham usually kicks these 30 metres directly in front.
Let's hope you haven't put the moz on him now, Ricky.
I have.
We won't be able to see anyway because I've done something for the replay.
Rob Cross with the remote in his hand. Probably should be banned from using the remote.
I'm going to put it away. I'll just stick to the microphone. Kick towards centre half back. Oh, could be all Tiwi here. Kane Riley did superbly with Papungamiri coming the other way, and he kept going, Kane Riley, and stripped Simpson of the footy. He gives it away to Cantilla. He's got 3 Tigers around him, sweeps the long handball over the top, cleverly tapped under McDonald into the path of Dunn, kicks up towards centre half forward. Here go the Tiwis again. Cunningham comes to Best. Best wants to give off the handball, thought about having a shot himself. Now goes the short pass, and they might have turned it over. Good strong tackle by Cunningham. Still an opportunity for the Tiwi Bombers, but the Tigers there through Caleb Walker can clear. Out towards the half-back flank, and the run comes.
Look out.
Tackle about to be laid, and it's holding the footy. Well done by umpire Joel Morrison. Comes back to the Tiwi Bombers and will go in towards the forward pocket. But will have to come back to where the free kick was paid, about 70 metres from goal at right half forward.
They're chasing pressure from behind the footballs, what's really been a vast difference from the first quarter.
So, who do we have on the far side there? That's Cosmos Pujimi. Short kick inside, Dion Munkara. He's the right man you want. The ball in his hands, about 55 out from goal. Kicks it wide, looking for Harley Puddin-Tatameri, unmarked inside 50. Good little block there from Michael Mummery too, Rick, to allow Puddin-Tatameri to run onto that. But fantastic effort by the Tiwi Bombers. I've got to say, Rick, Simpson, who has done a bulk of work today, has been an absolute workhorse for the Tiwi Bombers, and just starting to get his hands on the footy around the middle of the ground and really put his body on the line a little bit for them.
And I feel a bit sorry for him because I don't think he's a ruckman. He's come up here, he's coaching Tracy Village in the Division 1. But he's got a couple of important touches lately.
So Harley Puddin-Tatameri, shot on goal, is an absolute shocker, and he will kick one behind. So Tiwi generating plenty of opportunities here. It's 10-11-71 Nightcliff to Tiwi 8-6-54. So Nightcliff bring the ball in quickly to the far side. Bit of a fumble there. Didn't quite catch who that is. But Brown mops up for the Tigers. Harry Williams back inside to Butterick. Now this is probably better use from the Nightcliff Tigers. Moo dropped something he probably should have held on to. Plenty of run there again from, I think that was Bowles, was it? He kicks the ball out in front of Walker, who is taken high, and the umpire, Joel Morrison, has given the free kick, rightly so. A bit clumsy there from Rodney Baird on the far side of the ground. Walker has Winter Irving on the inside, uses him. Again, they go sideways. Melville a long way from goal. Inside the centre square. He'll load up.
1-on-1 in the square.
Goes straight to that contest. Fantastic work from Jason Puddin-Tatameri. Punches the ball down. Mopped up by Paddy Heenan, ball off the side of the boot, and that is out of bounds on the full.
Just Jason Puddin-Tatameri's ability to halve a contest. That's where Tiwi had been poor, I thought, last week and in the first quarter, just allowing the opposition to mark the footy.
Very exciting contest, that one, between Cameron Eilert and Jason Puddin-Tatameri. So Walker inside to Wills now. Nightcliff really trying to take the speed out of this game. Long kick inside 50. Liam Holt-Fitz sets himself to jump. Cameron Eilert at front of the pack. Handball inside. Harry Williams shot on goal and has missed it. Very disappointing for the Nightcliff Tigers. He needed to kick that. They needed to get some momentum going back their way.
Another good quarter for the TIO Bombers. 3 goals to 1 so far this term. After kicking 4 goals to 1 in the second quarter, they trailed by 45 points at quarter time. The margin is back to 18 right in this match. 14 minutes gone, third quarter. From behind, McDonald sets himself. Well played, though, by William. Kicks towards goal. It won't swing away to the right and goes through for a behind only. So Nightcliff squandering a few opportunities. Now they've got a bit of control in general play. 10-13-73 plays the Bombers 8-6-54.
Nightcliff have manned up pretty well here, except for the ruckman's got away from him here. Tracy Village coach.
Heenan found Simpson in the right back pocket. Kicks in the Jones direction. I thought he had enough of that to pay the mark. He did. Nightcliff player wanted to take it away, but it was a mark.
And they just left the ball on the ground there, potential 50 metres.
Not paid against Melville, so Jones can set the Bombers away again on the outer side. Front of the scoreboard. They're kicking to the Michael Long centre end. Jones kick, looking for Best, and he comes out on a long lead. He's on the wing, though. 100 metres from goal. He'll just poke a little kick over the top. Well played and well read by the Tigers player, Kane Riley. And so he thwarts that forward movement by the Bombers. 15 minutes gone here in the third quarter at TIO Stadium. Tiwi trail by 19 points.
So contest there, unfortunate not to get a free kick. I think that was Jones who Melville pushed him in the back. Mopped up here by Dunn. Clever little kick inside. Finds Papungamiri.
I love that. Just energise the footy. Good work.
Move the ball, get the ball. And they're on goal side of him here. Dion Munkara, very dangerous in this situation. Running to his left, pulls the kick out in front of Mummery. 1-on-1. Michael Mummery unable to take the mark. Brown mops up for the Nightcliff Tigers on the far side of the ground. And a steadying kick. Mark not taken on the far side by Bowles. Good enough to recover, get the kick on. It's Monez Wakefield. Couldn't quite take possession of the ball. Harley putting Tatamiri over it. Keeps control of the ball. Ball out of bounds. Yes, it is. Umpire calls it now and we'll have a boundary throw in on the far side.
Rick, was that the best kick to Mummery? He had Cunningham leading out into the pocket. Which I thought was the safer kick.
I like behind the footy, they handball. The player was under pressure, but it gets run. The Tiwis, they're that talented, they can get out of that situation. If it just creates run and carry, Munkara was away.
Moo for Nightcliff. Kicks up towards the forward line, clears the two players jostling in the front, and the mark has been taken there by Evans. He pokes a quick kick, and it's a good one too. And Williams has drifted down and will kick on goal from 20 metres out directly in front to steady the ship for the Tigers.
Broken record, but bad. Could he spoiled that ball there? Let's just bring the ball. Bring the ball to ground.
Harry Williams has had the last 2 shots on goals for Nigel. This is his third. He kicked 2 behinds.
And Nightcliff Junior will kick on goal. Goal umpire barely moves. Nightcliff have their 11th and extend the margin out to 25 points. 11-13-79. Handy buffer at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. Tiwi 8-6-54.
As Hodgie said, Harry Williams had 2 shots at goals and then made the most of the third one. His father is a premiership coach and a 2-times premiership player at the Waratahs Football Club. His mother is Sharon Knight, who is a tireless worker for Nightcliff for, I would say, 40 years as the trainer there. So stocks from the Nightcliff side and also the Waratahs side. Chris Williams was a very, very good player in the 1990s for Waratahs. Former Sturt player as well.
So Cruz gets his opportunity, goes in the ruck against Miles. Miles again, Cruz didn't even contest it. Straight down the throat of Philo. Quick kick forward. Bricknell waits for it, uses his body. Babui does an outstanding job, wins possession.
Well done.
Smart kick for Heenan's worked hard out of the middle. Another kick for. They've got plenty of numbers out the far side, do Tiwi. Tip and Woody, quick handball forward to put Jimmy. Nice kick in front of Best. Can't take the mark. Riley does a fantastic job. Great follow-up from Tip and Woody. Tip and Woody goes bang and kicks the goal. Great finish. He started that on centre wing here, Rick, and then great follow-up to kick that goal.
Well, as I see Bowles in this contest tries to make body contact, he knows that Tip and Woody's just way too quick for him. Tried to make body contact so he couldn't run onto that ball, and unfortunately the body contact wasn't made, and you just can't stop this guy. But his second and third efforts in that passage of play, Andrew, were terrific.
He was linked with a couple of players in the mid-season AFL draft, wasn't he, Tip and Woody?
He was, yeah. He travelled to Melbourne, did the... I travelled down with him, actually. It was a nice couple of days with him. I think so, yeah. He met some clubs down there and, yeah, it was pretty impressive. Interviewed very, very well, but unfortunately wasn't picked up. I'd love to see someone like him get an opportunity at an AFL club in that environment. He would be outstanding.
Wonderful goal. Bombers back to 19 points. Can they get the next one? That sort of 3-goal buffer is a bit of a bridge to get over at the moment. Cruz has gone into the ruck work. He did pretty well to get it off to a teammate. Soccing off the ground there was Will, still going hard at the footy. Coming in as Papungamiri, but they forced it forward. Well played, Hangin on the left boot. Fake and goal square. It's going to carry all the way, but couldn't quite have the accuracy. It's away to the left for a behind only. Let off for the Bombers. The margin 20 points. 11-14, 80 Nightcliff. Tiwi 9-6-60. 19 minutes gone.
They're out here to pour up. That ball still hasn't gone out yet, umpire. He didn't clap. It was unbelievable. Everyone stopped, and the umpire didn't blow the whistle.
I would imagine the players on the far side there would have had the best look of it, but kick comes inside nonetheless. Cameron Eilert now steadying kick forward to Hangin, who is just on the other far side of the ground. Looks inside 50 now, kicks to the contest. Baird and Melville. Baird able to kill the footy. Wills quickly onto it. Snap on goal, bang, hits the post. He was probably going a little bit too quick then to pull that ball back across his body. He had a bit more time than what he realised, Rick, and probably could have finished that a bit better.
Work rate, Philip Wills, it's phenomenal. How many points is it that they've kicked this quarter?
Six behinds. You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. A terrific game of footy, round 2 of the season. And the Bombers, after trailing by 45 points at quarter time, are back within 21 points. And every chance to get a little closer. Simon's been brilliant since quarter time especially. Couldn't take the mark. Wrapped up in a strong tackle there was Xavier Grant by Kidney. Grant's helped up to his feet by David Cruz, having a few words there to the Dustin Martin lookalike, Jermaine Hurd.
Pretty brave from the first game player to rock a haircut like that, you'd think.
Simon's just holding his lower leg a bit gingerly. Miles is too big. Down the throat of Harley Pointatameri. His kick is straight down the throat of Cameron Eilert, who was tackled as he took the ball. And he's holding his shoulder. He was taken to ground heavily by McDonald. It was all fair. It was in the play. But Eilert's looking a little sore on that right shoulder. Has he had any history of shoulder problems in the past?
Yeah, just that neck injury in his arm. He's always had the issue there. So a shame to see him go off the ground.
Riley's kick on the bounce to Williams, but there are a lot of red and black jumpers around the footy. Cantilla tried to shrug the Williams tackle. He's taken out of bounds.
Very impressive young Cantilla. Ricky played some under-16s football for St Mary's last year.
Really good. I reckon that just before half time he should have probably ran another 20 metres and kicked a goal as well. So.
Straight to the rooms, Cameron Eilert, not a good sign.
Looks like an AC joint by the looks of it.
So Simpson and Miles at it again. Ball up goes a fair way in. Plenty of numbers for Nightcliff round, but fantastic work there by poor Jimmy to Heenan. Darting kick out wide for Best and Cunningham. Ball stays in play. No, it goes out of bounds. So some really slick work here by the Tiwi Bombers in this corner. It's almost like watching the Harlem Globetrotters, Ricky.
Cosmos putting on him, just no concrete feet. He's on the fly and got that footy. It was really well done.
I love that Globetrotters, Cosmos.
Yes,
well done there.
Very good. It was like the kidney and the steak in the first quarter. So Miles wins the tap again. Ugly kick forward by Nightcliff. Liam Holt Fitz on the end of a handball forward. Hangin starting to get his hands on the footy a little bit there. Could Jimmy almost put the pressure on there? The ball he rolled over onto his back and the ball just fell into his hands and everyone dived on top. So probably a bit of a win there for the Tiwi Bombers. Nightcliff seem to have some momentum running forward.
Forcing them to turn the football over, aren't they, Tiwi, with their pressure?
Simpson and Miles again. I think Simpson may have had the better of that one contest. Smart handball to Bricknell.
Tory.
Quick kick forward. Baird and Melville, great contest. Evans misses it. Pick up there by Puntatameri, couldn't quite take possession of it. Harry Williams has had another shot on goal and he finishes with a goal. 4 shots on goal this quarter for Harry Williams. Kicked 2 goals to Ricky.
I reckon Harry Williams is hogging it. I reckon he's had the last 4 shots at goal. So finished well then, as you said, Hodgie, 2 goals, 2 this quarter. He's got plenty of the football.
So sheer weight of numbers there. Just a bit of class from Philo at the contest here on centre wing. Cleared the ball for the Nightcliff Tigers, and Harry Williams just in the right place. There was probably 3 or 4 players that could have had that shot on goal.
They've pulled back Nightcliff, because I reckon they were coming to you. Interesting stat. Nightcliff Football Club, no fly-ins this week. Tiwi have got 2 in Jake Best and Chris Jones, but Often people have a bit of a go at Nightcliff with fly-ins. I'll confirm 0 fly-ins this weekend.
Just sneaking out to a tricky margin for the Bombers to peg back at the 23.5-minute mark of the third quarter. It's out to 27 points. They might get a chance here. There's a bit of a scuffle in the middle of TIO Stadium.
I should say 0 fly-ins have been added to the fly-in list. They might be added. I think November 1 is the cut-off, so someone might be living here now. But if he is to move back home and gets on a plane to play a game of football, he needs to be added to the flying list.
Dion Moncara to Harley Purantatameri, inside attacking 50 on the lead. Cunningham, brilliant play, Tiwis. Just what they wanted, closing in on the three-quarter time.
Fair foot skills, wasn't it?
I think last season Silvani Pabui was my favourite player. Harley Purantatameri was my second favourite. So far today I've swapped that around. Harley Purantatameri is my favourite. Silvani Pabui is number 2.
Jared Cunningham, for his second goal from 30 metres out, has got it. And the margin back to 21. The seesaw continues at the 25-minute mark of the third quarter. Tiwi bring up their 10th goal. It's their 5th of the quarter. Nightcliff have kicked 3 for the term, 3-6. They've been inaccurate. It's a 21-point ball game.
Just hanging around, aren't they, Rick?
They need to get the next one, Tiwi. It was all over 15 minutes into the game, so they've done well to fight back. So, Tiwi, they're just getting flogged at this centre bounce. So Tiwi have got to try and find a ruckman. One that lives here would be pretty handy, because Miles is about 2 foot taller than the opposition ruckman. He gets his hand to it, and then you've just got absolute guns.
Are you putting your hand up, Rick? You available?
No, there's enough ambulances in Darwin for that.
Well, Buxton would have been handy today, wouldn't he, Rick? You throw in Jakura and Tunga Talam as well. So there's hope for the Tiwis.
Yep.
It's been a terrific performance against the reigning premier, who did the business again last week against Southern Districts, who they beat in the grand final last year. Cruz a little push and gets crunched from behind. He'll bounce back up, though. Melville came flying and charged into his back, courage by Cruz, and then gives him a bump to go on with just as the umpire comes in and gives a free kick to Nightcliff.
2v2 up the field, get it in quickly.
It's Williams again, coming in from the side. Simpson over the back. Jones close to the boundary line. Hunting him is Holtz Fitz, and it goes out of bounds.
Chris Jones is another big pickup. When he made the VFL Team of the Year, or the VFL Rep side in 2017. Was a Box Hill Premiership player in 2018. Hasn't set the world on fire, but his resume is as good as any.
So you will be hoping for the siren here, or at least to clear it. Purantatameri with a kick across the face of goals. Cosmosport Jimmy comes up with it, and there's been a whistle blown. It'll go to Cosmosport Jimmy.
I agree, Rob. I reckon a siren here. I reckon Tiwi are probably tired a little bit, and then it gives it three goals to peg back. Although Dion's creating some run behind the football.
Gives it to Paddy Heenan at half-back.
So Heenan now looks down the line. He's not too much on offer. Nightcliff is setting up really well behind the football. Kicks long, bowl sits under it. Kane Riley comes in from the side and takes a good mark.
Three-quarter time at TIO Stadium, round 2 of the TIO NTFL season, 29-20, and we've got a really good contest ahead in the last term. 12-15-87 Nightcliff, the Bombers 10-6-66.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet, and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel wherever you feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
1
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Huddles breaking at three-quarter time here at TIO Stadium, round 2 for the TIO NTFL 2019-20 season, and we've got a bit of a ripper brewing. Tiwi Bombers were 45 points down at quarter time. They've come back to trail by 21, and in general play you'd think would have the edge, although Nightcliff were inaccurate in that third quarter, kicking 3 goals 6. The Tigers 12-15-87 lead the Bombers 10-6-66. Exciting game ahead in this last quarter, Ricky Nolan, you'd imagine.
It's not over. 3 goals is nothing for Tiwi. I think they need their big guns in Dion Munkara. I think he's got to get his hands on the footy. Adam Tip and Woody to get him home. I think those two have to have exceptional quarters. Paddy Heenan as well.
Looks like they might be 1 or 2 short on that bench there too. I saw Simon Munkara with his boots off getting some treatment during the break there.
Trying to see if Cameron Eilert doesn't look like he's come back out after the break either. Am I correct there?
No, he's on the ground. He might be deep forward.
Yes, 2 full forward he's gone to. Jason Putanameri's gone to him.
Goals so far for Nightcliff. Leading goal scorer 4 to Liam Evans, a couple each to Harry Williams, both in that third quarter. Trent Melville has 2, and for the Bombers 3 to Jake Best, 2 to Cunningham, 2 to Harley Purantatameri. We're underway, 25 or so minutes to go in this round 2 NTFL season round 2 game, and kicking it a bit haphazardly into the forward line was Wills.
just dropping the ball.
And it's going to be a free kick against him, so a good opportunity here for the Bombers off left half back.
I'll just see him switch here instead of going down the line.
So David Cruz does exactly that. Goes down the line, checks his kick. Bit of a kick to Harley Pudentada-Mary. Boyo Peris. Good punch over the line, and probably a bit of a win there for Nightcliff, getting another stoppage.
They don't have anyone to take a big contested mark on that bailout kick. That's why I just love Tiwi to try and switch as much as they can. It's too easy to defend.
Nightcliff have done a fantastic job all day trying to stop that switch kick. So ball thrown in, Miles Simpson at it again. Ball drops a little bit short, no one wins the tap. Ball bounces up, Simpson just hacks it forward. Tip and Woody, nice clean take. Shows Peris a clean set of heels, but in the process steps out of bounds, and we have another boundary throw in.
If him and Dion can turn on something special, then Tiwi can just get home. We'll see if they've got any petrol in the tank.
So on true centre wing out the other far side of the ground, boundary umpire throws in. Miles with a clean tap, can't find his teammate in Philo. Ball pops out to Wills, who did plenty of touches early in this corner, and the ball falls short. And I think that's Kidney on the far side, and he will load up and put Nightcliff into attack. So long kick down the line. Cruz well done in front of Evans. Got front spot.
Switch.
Plenty of numbers out this side for the Tiwi Bombers. Dunn, smart kick inside. Can't find his target in Simpson. Philo takes possession of the ball. Poor kick inside 50. Liam Holt fits. And Cameron Ola is being held onto and has drawn the free kick. Dunn giving away the free kick. And obviously Cameron Ola, after going off the ground with a sore shoulder late in that third quarter, will get a shot on goal here at the start of the fourth.
It's a skill error, Tiwi coming out of defence, but I just wish they'd look. I just don't even think they're looking, or just transition the ball to the other side of the ground. That's when I think they're looking their best.
So Olet, who is a very good set shot on goal, comes in nice and slow and passes the ball off Melville unchecked, probably about 10 or 15 metres closer to goal. Very poor checking there by the Tiwi Bombers, and I probably would have been more confident with Cameron Olet having a shot on goal. But Melville is a known goal kicker, and hopefully he can kick this for the Nightcliff Tigers to push it out a bit further.
Just disgraceful, I'll use. It's a strong word, but that checking, that just should not have been allowed, that kick. That'll hurt him.
And that's Melville's third. So good finish there by the Nightcliff Tigers. Obviously some turnovers there from Tiwi really hurt, but Nightcliff able to capitalise and push that lead out a little bit further.
Cameron Oil at 40 metres out, I would have said it was about a 50-50. He was just allowed to sit the ball up easily to Melville. It was 20 metres out directly in front, so they just had to check. They needed the first goal, I reckon, Tiwi.
27 points is a big margin in hot conditions. Players, no one's jogging back into position. They're all just hauling their tired bodies in warm conditions as usual this time of year in Darwin. Have they got the energy for one last big effort? 3 minutes gone, there's still plenty of time, but that goal hurts a bit. 27 points the margin. Up goes Miles over the top of Simpson, through, charging through was Kidney. Cruz has got better as the game's gone on, does it almost a 360. Gives it back there to his teammate in Jones. Comes back to Cruz. Throws it on the boot back into the centre of TIO Stadium. Wills running back on the flight of the ball. Spoiled away by Cantilla. Play on the call. Comes to Simpson. Goes out wide to Tipping Woody. Here's danger. He's got Riley marking him. Runs to 50. Kicks towards full forward. Up goes Cunningham. Spoiled away. Coming through best. Well done by Cunningham. Lays a strong tackle. Slapped along to Port Jimmy. He's taken down. Cantilla has to get rid of it quickly. Gets a quick kick in towards the forward pockets. And it's away from his teammate and goes out of bounds 40 metres around in the right forward pocket for the Tiwi Bombers, who trail by 27 points, 4 minutes gone last quarter.
Look, positive entry. I thought they were going to score, Tiwi. They need to get one pretty soon or they're going to stay in this game.
So boundary throw in forward pocket for the Tiwi Bombers. We've got Best and Miles competing again. Miles wins the tap down. Can't quite find his teammate. Cunningham over the football. Ball clears out now through Will's slick hands. From Monez Wakefield to Williams to Riley. Kick inside the ground. Peris, who has run from the back pocket, fumbles the ball. Good chase from Harley Pudentada-Mary. Melville takes the mark on the far side of the ground, and Nightcliff again on their way inside 50. Short kick inside. Liam Holt fits. Unmarked inside, just inside 50. probably right on his distance. Short kick inside, who Melville's run on with it. Good kick. Umpires indicated not far enough to take the mark, and Jones has been tripped by Melville and will get the free kick in the back pocket for the for the Tiwi Bombers. So some very tired bodies out there, as you mentioned, Rob, and Tiwi just switched the ball here to Simpson and then on to Xavier Grant. Not a great kick. Cameron Eilert now has a shot on goal and just kicks it straight to Jason Puttatamiri inside 50. So Tiwi trying to clear the ball here through Jeffrey Simon. Good mark. He looks out wider, looking for McDonald. Probably could have met that on the fall. Kidney does a great job to get in there and take the intercept. Short kick to Winter Irvine, who's taken the mark and then kicks inside to Philip Wills. Short kick inside again to Philo. So it looks like Tiwi here, Rick, have just dropped off their pressure, and Nightcliff just starting to maintain.
Here's another. That just shouldn't be allowed. Paris will have a shot from about 30 metres directly in front.
So the Tiwi Bombers here early in the fourth quarter, disappointingly, have seemed to have stopped. That pressure has really dropped right off, and Nightcliff taking full advantage of that, Rob Cross.
Yeah, unfortunate because they looked so good in those second or third quarters, didn't they?
They did.
Known defender, Paris. We'll see how he goes goal kicking.
Bombers yet to score at all in this final term, and that is a defender's kick. Rick Nolan away to the right-hand side, out of bounds on the full. So let off for the Tiwi Bombers. Margin remains 27.7 minutes gone, final quarter. 13-15-93 Nightcliff. Tiwi 10-6-66. Players dart around. Centering ball to Baird. And now Puttatamiri bounces his way through defensive 50. Short kick to Cosmosport Jimmy. Claims the mark. Got to him on the bounce. Comes to Liam Holt-Fitz. He's got a couple of players out wide. He was taken down after he got rid of the footy. So the kick will be transitioned down towards Eilert anyway, who'd taken the mark in the forward pocket. And Eilert will line up for his first goal of the afternoon.
Pura took a bit of a risk. He just had to hit the target because there was a lot of Nightcliff players around, and now Cameron Eilert will have a shot at goal.
Passed one off to Melville earlier, but this one's a bit closer. Slight angle, 30 metres out. Eilert steers it through for a goal. So the Tigers go to a 33-point lead at the 8-minute mark of the final quarter, and after what looked like was being set up for a thrilling final term, Nightcliff have kicked 2 goals to nothing, and the margin is a handy 33.
On a different subject, Hodgie, Jeffrey Simon, I reckon it's probably been his best game in NTFL football. I think he's only how old is he? 17 years of age? Or is he older than that?
No, he's 17, yeah.
17, yeah. I reckon he's played a good, looks like he's matured in the off-season. He said played some games with Thunder.
He had an injury late in the NTFL season last year where he missed quite a bit of footy and through his rep footy throughout the year, junior rep footy, and didn't get back into the Thunder side until late. So, yeah, he's definitely showing his talent today.
His father was the first ever Tiwi Bombers captain.
So Nightcliff clear now through Hangan. Quick kick forward. Cruz, who's been at the bottom of the pack most situations there, in the good tackle by Cruz. Hangan, who had followed it up. A hack forward by Melville inside 50. Holt-Fitz comes out, can't take possession of the ball. Baird probably clumsily lost possession of the ball, gets it back, and that's a good tackle by the Nightcliff Tigers to hold it in there. I think that was Evans. Made a good tackle on Baird inside that forward 50. So umpire balls up again. Simpson and Evans. Liam Holt-Fitz shot on goal. Doesn't quite get it where he wants to go, but Melville is on the end of it and takes a mark inside 50. Short kick inside. Harry Williams, who has had a few shots on goal today, Ricky, and has kicked 2-2, I think he has, for the day.
Work rate was really good. It just spread from that contest. The ball went forward and Harry Williams spread to get that footy. I reckon Dion Moncara, he's been playing forward. This game's getting out of hand. I think they've got to get Dion Moncara back onto the ball. I like the idea of getting him into the forward line, but they need to get their hands on the footy, and they need their best players in the footy at the moment.
And Harry Williams gets another one. That's 3-2 for Harry Williams today, and the Nightcliff Tigers just starting to run away with this now, Rob.
Yeah, they've now kicked 3 goals to nothing in this quarter, and a 39-point margin after leading by 21 at three-quarter time, because they trailed by 45 at quarter time. So they got the game back to a manageable level. I think the closest they got was 16 points at the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. And it's sort of seesawed a bit during that third term, but it's been all Nightcliff in this final quarter. They finished well against Southern Districts after trailing early last week in the grand final rematch before winning by 9 points. So they're set for another great season. I wouldn't discount the Tiwi Bombers once they get a few players back, though. So it's good to see them bouncing back from last week's shellacking at the hands of the Buffaloes, losing by 113 points. Tipping Woody gave a handball off to Munkara, who was immediately tackled. He follows up, though. Tipping Woody, been stripped of the footy. Did he have the footy? No. Wins a free kick on the edge of the centre square, just into attack the Tiwi Bombers. There's still time, but they need lots of goals quickly. Tipping Woody goes in towards Jeffrey Simon, and he marks 50 metres out directly in front.
So they put Tipping Woody and Munkara started in the middle in that centre bounce. Consequence, they got the ball out of the middle, now having a shot at goal.
Requires a thumping kick. He'll kick from about 55. Was it touched? Play on was the call. Comes up to Bowles. His kick in the Williams direction. Walker slid by wanting the handball. Didn't go there. Williams kicks further down the line towards Winter Irving. Clears his head. Simpson, who's been terrific, fumbles the ball but slaps it into the path of Papungamiri. He's kicking towards the pocket. It was good over the head of Simon, though. Comes to Dion Munkara. Handball to Simon. He's got time to gather. Steady himself. Shoot on goal, Simon. And it's
downfield.
A free kick anyway. Play on quickly. The Bombers get one back. They get their 11th and the margin 33 points. Not out of it.
And wrapping Simon, or Jeffrey Simon up, he just looks like he's put on a little bit of beef this year. Just looks like he really belongs out there. In the past, he's probably a kid that was playing senior football probably before he was ready for it. But he just really looks like he belongs out there at the moment.
Through his foot injury and the ankle injuries that he had, Rick, I know for a fact that he spent a lot of time in the gym and he's worked very, very hard at changing that body shape, which he's done a fantastic job at.
Looking like a real senior footballer's body.
Getting the rewards for it today, isn't he?
Cameron Islet-like. Not quite, but maybe soon.
He's got cuffs that big. So back in the middle of the ground, Winter Irving and Simpson again. Winter Irving wins the tap. Tipping Woody again, second clearance in as many minutes. On his left foot, kicks the ball forward. Not a great kicker, it's got out of bounds on the fall, and really good pressure there from Jack Hangan outside of that stoppage. So not allow him time and space to hit a target. So Kane Riley's had to jump the fence on the far side and get his own footy.
Fair effort by Kane Riley.
It's probably the last thing you want to do in the fourth quarter of a 2:30 game.
Kane works as a carpenter during the week with his assistant coach Jeff Harvey. Very good worker, so I'm told.
So long kick down the line. Philo said to himself, Bricknell was in that pack, comes out with a clean set of heels, kick inside 50. Not a great, him and Cameron Islet not on the same page there. But Jason Putintatamiri, great intercept mark, and he goes to cruise. So Tiwi Bombers now moving the ball quickly on that far side. Tipping Woody on the outside of the foot, goes inside to Dion Munkara, and why not? Dion Munkara into Harley Putintatamiri, just outside of the 50-metre mark.
Dion here, Dion. No, they didn't give it. Who's Dion to go back to number 3? He's easier to pick up then.
You can always tell by that running style and that kick, but interesting enough, this passage of play, it's gone from Putintatamiri in the back pocket and gone all the way down the ground, probably touched their better players' hands all the way down the ground through Tipping Woody, Munkara, and now Heenan has also been one of their better players today.
And those three have just gone, they've been on the ball, they've been around the football, so they've probably gone pretty well in the last 5 minutes. It'll be good when they get Tangatalam, Austin Wanamurray, just a bit more class into that side.
And Heenan goes back and deserves to kick a goal and does exactly that. So the Tiwi Bombers just pull one back on Nightcliff, who have been very impressive today, Rick. Nightcliff, even though Tiwi have come in on numerous occasions, Nightcliff have been able to kick that steadying goal and just keep control of the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sign of a good side when they're coming at you and just kick a goal when it's required.
So Nightcliff kicked the first 2 goals of this last quarter to lead by 39 points. Bombers have kicked 2 in the last 3 minutes, and they're back within a bit of a hope. 27 points the margin, 14.5 gone final term.
No Tipping Woody, no Munkara in the middle, so we'll see how they go.
Heenan, Jeffrey and Harley Putintatamiri in there. And balls thrown up. Winter Irvine tap down to Philo. Clever to Wills. Jermaine Hurd quick handball back and a kick forward by Philo, who wills his spread very well from that contest. He now kicks inside 50, looking for Evans, and Jones, very good fist out of bounds, showing his experience there, clearing the boundary line and getting a stoppage in Nightcliff's right forward pocket.
Another one, I think, Tiwi with their fly-ins, or they've got to get their fly-ins. I think they got into a final last year and they only had 2 qualified. In the NTFL, you rather have 4 fly-ins qualified. I think 2 sides them, and I think Buffs didn't quite get that right. So pretty important, I think, to get your players locked in. I always used to say, you're not up here for a holiday, or don't bother about coming. So we need your finals time. So Tiwi, you've got to make sure they recruit players that are going to be here come finals time.
Thrown back into play, right forward pocket for Nightcliff. Bombers still a slight chance. Holt Fitz, drop the footy. Papungamiri goes bursting away for the Tiwi Bombers. Kicks up towards centre half forward, but it's all red, I should say yellow and black jumpers, and Riley mops up. He's been solid all afternoon. Gives to Nathan Brown, who's handed over the captaincy reins this year to Will.
Geez, Riley did that well. He's left his opponent, has run off him again. He's still at full forward, his opponent. Just cut that ball off very, very well.
He's got another mark on the wing. Morris Rioli grandstand side. He kicks up towards left half forward. Bricknell did well to position himself, then couldn't take the mark. It comes off here. An opportunity for Moo. He kicks across the face and drifts away through for 1 behind. Nightcliff now to 15-16, 106. Bombers 12-6, 78.
The Stephen Kearney kick there by Mill. Went about 5 different directions.
The old floater. So kick in now. Baird in the deep back pocket for the Tiwi Bombers. Not much on offer down the ground. He's got to again go to that long kick down the line. They don't have the tall players there. Cantilla's done a great job to get possession of the ball. Mummery using his bulk to push through that pack there. Handball back to Miles, inside to Wills. Clever little tap to Dirksen. He's got plenty of players in through the middle, and Butterick's done a really good job there. Back to Dirksen. Ugly handball forward, but Wills runs onto it. Handball outside, Bowles, an awkward kick. Awkward kick, sorry, forward. And that's a kick inside 50. Cameron almost takes the mark and off the ground, and a behind for the Nightcliff Tigers.
Did well Bowles with that kick. It could have been a handball, but I don't think he could get it through, so he decided to kick it about 2 metres.
Tatameri to bring the ball back into play for the Tiwi Bombers. Time running out, 17.5 minutes gone. Final quarter, Nightcliff lead by 29 points. Out towards the right half-back flank. All Nightcliff, though, at the fall of the ball. Montes Wakefield comes up with it and spears it down the throat of Eilert. He's got a man alone in Brody Philo, 30 metres out directly in front.
When Tiwi are forced to kick high down the line, it just doesn't work. The opposition just every single time will rebound the footy. It's not their game, so somehow I know they're getting tired now. They've just got to run and try and carry the ball at all occasions.
Jeffrey Simon is a player just being helped off. It is indeed. Jeffrey Simon is being helped off by 2 trainers as the goal is slammed through. And so Nightcliff now, that should be the seal-up. They go out to 16-17, 113 to Tiwi's 12-6, 78.
You see in the replay, that just doesn't suit Tiwi's style. The ball just comes to ground and they're away. The bailout kick just doesn't work for them. So they just take a chance late in the game. I think they're tired, but whether they just chip the ball out from fullback and then try and get a connector and run and carry the footy, that bailout kick just doesn't work for them. And something to be worried about here is just not too big of a blowout. They were soundly beaten by 100 points. I just worry about their percentage so early in the season.
Nightcliff have been super impressive today, Rick, with their unselfish play. You saw Cameron Eilert centre that ball in. Percentages, Brody Follow. We saw Melville early in the quarter as well do the same thing. So sharing the load. So ball thrown up in the middle. Miles again, nice little tap to Kidney. It seems to be going to Kidney in this last quarter. Quick kick forward off the chest of Moo. Peris, who's come steaming off the wing. Handball inside to Philo. Good body there by Cruz, who keeps the ball in the area and has received a free kick for a push in the back. So good reward for effort there for Cruz. Quickly plays on, comes out wide in for the youngster Cantil. He's been very impressive today.
For a 16-year-old, he's done well.
Steps inside, has a couple of bounces. He's got Tipperary on his outside. Bowles has done a great job to spoil that, and Wills runs past and receives the handball. Kick forward. Britnell's been very lively today as well on this half-forward flank. Kicks inside 50. Not a great kick. And Silvani Babui will take the intercept mark inside 50. He now plays on quickly on the outside. Jason Tatameri, who's playing at fullback, has ran the half length to the ground, had 2 or 3 bounces, and then kicks forward, looking for Cunningham. Not a great kick to Cunningham. Didn't really give him any opportunity to win that. Monty's Wakefield, bit of a soccer kick out of mid-air, who has just given Wills the falcon as he's run past. Peris chasing the ball on that far side, pressured there by Tiwi, dragged back in. What's the umpire going to do here? The umpire has elected to ball it up.
You see Philip Wills there. His work rate is absolutely second to none. If you're a young footballer with any ambitions of playing NTFL football, get yourself to Morrow. He is absolutely gone because he works his backside off that bloke.
Simpson up against Miles. Miles won the tap again, and Wills is going hard at his opponent, Dion Munkara, once more. The ball goes out of bounds. 20 minutes gone in the final term. You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via your radio simulcast. It's all Nightcliff at the moment. Tiwi challenged up to three-quarter time, but Nightcliff have kicked 4 goals to 2 in this final quarter, and they lead by 35 points. Whistle's gone, and it will be an advantage paid. Holt Fitz gives it off to Wills, back to Holt Fitz. And there's still a chance off the half, up towards half forward. Pilot marks. He's 70 metres out from goal. Bricknell, who was good early, he's quietened down a little bit since. And Purantata Mary, that's Jason, tried to slide in and take the intercept mark. Burst through his fingertips. Still an opportunity here. Philo could kick his second for the final term. Squares it off instead. And Islet will run and kick his second for the final quarter. And it's all Nightcliff. They're running away with this contest. 21.5 minutes gone, final quarter. Nightcliff 17-17, 119. Tiwi 12-6-78. The margin 41 points after a good fight back by the Bombers, who trailed by 45 at quarter time. They got it back to within 16 in the third quarter, but it's all Nightcliff in the final stanza.
Yeah, just had players prepared to work. Evans gets the ball out, Moo gets the ball on, and and Hodgie was saying about them just being unselfish. You know, Follow didn't blaze away there. He centred the ball to Cameron Islet, and Cameron puts the ball through like all good footballers should. I worry about their percentage so earlier on in the year, Tiwi. 2 big losses puts them a long way behind.
9 goal scorers today for the Nightcliff Tigers. Liam Evans leads the way with 4. They're still hungry for more as Holt Fitz has a little spell. I wonder if he's fully fit, and that's why he's been playing forward mostly, Rick, today.
I reckon they're trying something, and I just don't think it's the work. That's personally what I think they've done. They've tried something, and it hasn't worked.
Wills seem to be calling for a deliberate out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw in. Babu was the last one to soccer it over the line.
I like him on a wing, as a high half forward going to the contest, where he can burn them over the back with his pace. I don't know if a full forward. They've got enough full forwards. I can't see how Nightcliff are going to fit Liam Evans, Hugo Drogmola, Butcher, Melville, Lachlan Sharp in that fight. Will not work. You can't have all those blokes, so one of them's going to have tears come the end of the year because they're just too tall.
It's bouncing around at half forward for the Bombers. Mummery, still Mummery. Can he feed it off to Best? He goes himself across the centre half forward area. Good kick, and the mark is taken. Opportunity here for Tipping Woody.
Well done, Michael Mummery. Certainly looks a little bit different, and the reason for that is because of his different haircut. It looks different from last year. You see Adam Tipping Woody having a shot from goal.
24 minutes gone, final quarter. To bring it back to a 35-point ball game. He'll have to kick from right on 50. Breeze behind him. He's pushed it across the face of goal, and it goes through for one behind only. Tiwi 12-7-79. Nightcliff 17-17, 119, 40 points the lead. As Brown brings the ball back into play. Lovely kick to Philo, who can charge onto it and burst through the centre and drills Melville. Such was a forcing kick. No, he did eventually get it at the second attempt. Sweeps it to Bricknell. He momentarily spills it. Coming hard is Cosmos Port Jimmy, but Bricknell gets the kick away, and Nightcliff the quick reply. Tiwi 12-7-79, Nightcliff 18-17, 125, and the margin is 46 points.
Coast to coast. Nathan Brown finds Folo in a little bit of space, and he's just such a penetrating kick. It was probably too good of a kick, if anything. Melville too grabbed it. He shouldn't be in the lair. That should have been cut off. You see cut off here. Mully Cruz should have halved this contest. That there should have been halved. Get a second chance. A big handball from Melville. And they end up kicking a goal through Bricknell. How many has he kicked today?
Two.
Back in the forward line. Played predominantly as a wingman last year. So
Cruz looked tired then. I think he's played pretty well generally today, though, but he just didn't have the energy to really spoil that ball away at the second attempt. As Miles leaps high again. Heenan's been wonderful. Handballs to himself, still going. Kicks towards full forward. Best caught behind. Bursts over the top. Cunningham a chance. Didn't get the favourable bounce. Still Jared Cunningham. Taps to his own advantage. Quick snap on goal. Cunningham goals. Brilliant play by the Tiwi Bombers star. Back in the team today, and he's played pretty well. He's kicked 4 goals for the afternoon, and Tiwi go to 13-7-85. Nightcliff 18-17-125.
Highly talented footballer. Not many can do that. Crumbing the ball along the ground and then snapped it over his head. So just Paddy Heenan here from the middle. Good stoppage. Get the ball forward. Deep entry. Get a contest, and Cunningham could have probably gone on there, but I think he'd want to make things look pretty good. Snapped it over his head.
Good play by the Bombers. So they're still trying to finish their pride intact. They've been good through the second and third quarters. The margin's blowing out a bit in the last term. Philo straight down the throat of Cruz. Burst off his chest, and the siren sounds to end what is a pretty good contest, albeit a 40-point margin in the end to Nightcliff. The Tigers 18-17-125 have beaten the Tiwi Bombers 13-7-85. Ricky Nolan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Nightcliff have been super impressive so far. I think every single person on the field here is based in Darwin, no fly-ins, or they're based in Darwin at this stage. They are probably could be twixting the rules a little bit. November 1 is the deadline that they have to put their name in, but they're looking pretty good. Nightcliff early. Improvement by Tiwi, a lot more improvement. Their pressure levels were a lot better than they were the week before, and as an improvement.
Liam Evans led the way with 4 goals for Nightcliff. Jared Cunningham 4 for the Bombers. The reigning premiers Nightcliff have started the new season well. 2 wins from 2 games. They win by 40 over the Tiwi Bombers.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.